Let's see. Can you hear me now? I think you guys should be able to hear me now. Wow, that's lame. Okay. So the first like 5 minutes of that were muted. Okay, I'm glad that there's so many of you in here though. You should be able to hear me now. Can you guys hear me now? I need, just give me a thumbs up or a yes if you can hear me in the chat. I'm gonna write also. Let's see. Now we can. Yes. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. I'm glad. Okay. Hopefully we didn't scare anyone away with that. That sucks. I unplugged my computer. I had it away from the desk, and I set up everything except for the microphone. But all I was saying, guys, was I want to start off with Bitcoin, and then we can talk about your requests. Tonight is my way of making up for the past like couple months where I've been behind on requests. I want to get back on top of things and do requests within a 2 to 3 day period after you guys have requested them. So this is my way of playing catch up a little bit, but also things are exciting right now, right? We had a lot of altcoins pumping today. We saw that very classic thing in the crypto markets where altcoins pumped in the last 24 hours while Bitcoin was chilling, right? So that kind of happens, right? Bitcoin pumps, then it chills, and then altcoins pump. And then Bitcoin pumps, and then Bitcoin chills, and then altcoins pump, right? Like that's just kind of how it goes cyclically. All right, I'm glad. Can we look? I actually need to grab my notebook. I said I was prepared, but I've had my notebook here, but my daughter keeps messing with it, so I had to move it, but I'm going to grab it right now. Let's see. Okay. Off into the great abyss. I don't even know. Could you guys see me? Maybe you could. Maybe you couldn't. I don't even know. All right. So let's see. For everybody that's doing requests, 1 request per person until we get through everyone's requests. And every night that I say that, we do not get through all the requests we have left over. So when will miners start pumping? Bro, I bet next week, Balloon. Yeah, we can go, and you can request more if you'd like to. Like Balloon here, he requested, or she requested Bitcoin, Clean Spark Marathon. I would talk about Clean Spark and Marathon. I mean, we're going to talk about Bitcoin anyways. But Clean Spark and Marathon together, you know, they're mining stocks. Probably run through them a little bit. You can request multiple if you want, but I'll probably only do one. It's very rare, very rare circumstances that I'll do more. Doge for sure. XRP. Oh yeah, we'll talk about LTC if you'd like to. Cactus. We don't have to do LTC if you don't want to. If you'd rather request something else, but we can do. Oh, but you've requested 2. I get it. Well, we'll throw it on there. I'm sure a lot of people are curious about Litecoin anyway, so fuck it. We'll get it. 38 people in here. Hit that like button, you guys. Thank you all for being in here. I'm very much appreciating you guys. Let's see. C-Zar the mime. Ha ha ha. That's funny. Let the rambling commence. Jay Villain knows. You guys, I had to pull myself away. Speaking of rambling, I'm watching UFC. I love UFC, you guys. I'm a very non-violent person, but I love sport. I love competition, and I mean, just combat is one of the most pure forms of sport of competition, in my opinion. But had to pull me away, right? I'm trying to do this video quick so that I can get to the main event by the end of it. So I will be turning it off at 10 o'clock sharp, just to let you guys know. Mana, definitely. BBN, you got a friend in here named BBL. You guys should get together maybe and talk Mana. Man, Mana was up a lot today for sure. Oh, we're definitely going to talk about BCH, Armand. I'm glad that you requested it. But let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's get this underway so we're not rambling on too much. I'm not going to give deep reviews on all these coins. I'll give you my genuine opinion and what my honest opinion is for the short term and the end of the year kind of stuff and going into this beginning of the year phase. But I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in each thing, and I'm going to try to minimize the amount that I'm looking at the comments. Let's see, Zcash. I'm sorry, Balloon. I missed that. We're gonna write that down there. I'll move Zcash up to right above LTC. Okay. Let's see. I got Spiros. I got you, bro. ADA. I'm kind of curious in ADA. You know, I didn't believe that it would see new all-time highs after this cycle, but with what's going on with Trump and the whole American-made cryptos, and the fact that Charles Hoskins or Hoskinson, whatever his last name is on the crypto advisory board for Donald Trump's administration. That could, if he's the advisor, he's very pro ADA. So I mean, I'm just that could be good for sure. So Melo, we're definitely doing Mana. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. All right. Hell yeah. BBN, BBN, BB next one, BBL, BB last one. Julio Pino, what's up, my man? #1 channel. You know it, baby. We're getting there. With 48 of you in here now, I have faith we can, man. No, you guys, it's crazy. Whenever I would do live streams 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, we'd get like 12 people in here, right? Made the requests a lot easier. But I'm glad, I'm grateful for the 47 of you in here. I'm grateful for the people that roll in too. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe. I want to talk about this stuff and get it moving. So Bitcoin doing more or less what I have been calling for, right? We're not going to get more than 1 or 2 red days until probably the end of this month, right? This whole month of November is going to be green side. So the fact that yesterday closed red even isn't that big of a deal, right? I know it might feel unproductive with yesterday's close being right at like 90,500, but the day before we had the highest close in Bitcoin's history, right? It was a bullish engulfing candle, and now we're closing up here. More volume on the pump, less volume on the standstill. People might be uneasy right now or unsure, and that's probably because it's the weekend, right? I personally would have expected that we would have continued to move up over the weekend because I think that's normal for moments in time like this. And just so you guys are clear, if anybody's wondering, not just this weekend, but next weekend, maybe even the weekend after, or really any phase where we're moving up really fast, we can move up over the weekends and not give it back over the weekdays. I know that's the normal assumption. I know everybody with a degree in crypto is going to try and tell you that's exactly what we do every time because it's what we do most of the time. But in moments like this, those rules go out the window. Most of the time, in moments like this, when we are in a breakout move, when we are expanding into price discovery, what we will do is we will get away over the weekends. We will. And then whenever CME opens up on Monday and that gap is formed, we don't go back to fill it. People expect we go back to fill it, but that's when we really run, right? And normally it's the contrary to that. But just so you're aware, don't be surprised if we run during the weekends and we don't come back during the beginnings of the week, right? We've already kind of done that last weekend. We're not doing it this weekend, or at least not so far, but maybe we do. Yesterday was kind of an uncertain day, I would say. But at most, we do have some bearish divergence forming here, right? A little bit of bearish divergence. Volume dying off, I suppose technically as we're moving higher, yes. But the bearish divergence, to be real, is it's already fulfilled. It's already done. It literally has already fulfilled. I mean, I suppose we could drop to about 88.5K. But we're at 90.1K now. That drop won't be significant at all. If we don't close today green, we're going to close tomorrow green. And I would expect, I'm actually kind of surprised that it's not looking more positive by the end of this week already. That's not surprising in a way that, maybe something's going to go down. I just mean, like, for the pace we're going, this is about as slow as you're going to see things right now, right? This is like 2 red days, and we might not even get a red day. We have 20 hours, 50 minutes left. Let's see how it goes. But looking at the 4 hour kind of looks a little sad. Looks like it kind of wants to move down, honestly, to be completely fair. Bouncing off the 50 is nice, but not getting above the 60 is not nice. I would think you go, if not lower on the price, lower on the RSI, maybe a higher low on the price, lower low on the RSI, right? You get that trend where you start making the price go higher highs, right? And then you get the RSI to do lower highs, higher lows and then lower lows, that kind of stuff. And that generally is bullish continuation. That's good for bullish continuation. So I bet we do pull back a little bit. I'm going to stick with that 88K to 88.5K. Sounds about right to me. Probably today. And then if not by the end of today, if we're not green by the end of today, then tomorrow is going to be green, and we're gonna make our way not just to 95K, but potentially upwards toward 100K next week. That's what I think is in store for Bitcoin. And if we're not at 100K next week, definitely by the end of the month. I've been sticking with that call all month, and we're going to keep sticking with it. But I mean, this coming week is the 18th of next week, so we still got 2 weeks, I would say, until that call is invalidated. But next week could be the week that we break 100K, guys. And I would expect it to be. If I'm expecting the week, I do expect this month to close above 100K. So with that in mind, if it's going to close above 100K, around 110 to 120K, I would think not the last week that we break above 100K, but the week before the last week. That way we have more time to grow. I don't know if that all makes sense, but XLM, John H. XLM was the bad boy of the day, wasn't it? Damn. 40% up, huh? Quant, XRP, good job. I mean, it makes sense. All three of it would go up. I'm kind of surprised XLM shot up so much more than XRP, and it does make sense in a certain perspective because the market caps are so different. But yeah, wow. We can talk about XLM. I'll throw that on there. I'm going to go through and write down some more requests. Oh, absolutely, John Speed. Yeah, absolutely. It's my biggest bag, bro. BCH is absolutely my biggest bag. How's it going, everybody? I'm trying to speed round this shit, so I might not say hi to every single person, but I'm going to look through. Let's see. Do you think American-made crypto is better since they want to remove taxes on them? Better for Americans maybe who see the potential in it. I don't know. It depends. Like if you're investing in ADA and you see it being able to do a 12x, but and then you've got another coin that could do like a 30x, but it's not American made. It's still probably best to get in that 30x coin because even with the taxes, you're gonna make more money. I don't know. That's a it depends kind of question, you know, Cactus. I wouldn't say American-made cryptos are better by default, you know. It's debatable that some of the top cryptos have been made in America technically. I think XRP, right? I mean, if we look at we go to market cap, let's see. Bitcoin, we don't know where it originates from, right? It'd be nice if Bitcoin capital gains were doxed as well. That would be incense for Bitcoin, you guys. Was Ethereum made in America? Is that Vitalik Buterin? Is he American or is he Canadian? I don't know. Solana? No. Which XRP would definitely be one. Dogecoin would definitely be one. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. I don't know if Bitcoin Cash would be one because it's a hard fork off of Bitcoin, and I don't know. There's not enough. It's not like made by an American company, right? It's decentralized. But I wouldn't say American coins are better than other coins. Maybe better in a sense of tax perspective, but again, that all can level out if your gains are heavy enough, right? Or your gains aren't heavy enough. But let's see. C-Dizzle, my main Nizzle. Fanta, what's up? My main Schlanta, how you doing? XCN, tied to Stellar, you're doing a great job. Thank you, 2B Crypt. Thank you, my friend. Let's talk about XCN, actually. I'll write that down. I'm just going through to write all these requests, and then we're going to get through them, guys. We're going to power through all these requests. We're going to do 100 requests in one video. Maybe not, but I'll try, right? Can we take a look at UMA? Yeah, we'll take a look at UMA. Take a look at UMA for you, PK. Jeff Montagna, how you doing? When Litecoin was at where it is now earlier the year, LTCN was way higher. What gives? The reason why, Jeff Montagna, is because Grayscale keeps undercutting all of the Grayscale investors. They keep fucking you guys over. Pardon my language, but like it's actually, the first time it happened, you guys saw how Ethan went on his rant and he was pissed. Okay, and rightfully so. The first time it happened, but dude, this is like the 4th time that they've done private placement sales. It's just bullshit. They are clearly by the first time they were saying this, but every time afterwards it's just been like a real slap in the face. They're dragging your face in the dirt. But what they're saying is they have the interests of their private investors held at heart over the interests of you, the public investors, you, the people who are holding the stocks who are not getting into private placements, which isn't fair. It's legal, but it feels like it shouldn't be. But that's why, Jeff. That's my assumption. And then also you have the impending, ETFs and stuff. But LTC isn't too high. I mean, LTCN's a little bit lower, sure, but it hasn't really rebounded completely yet. Oh, man, I said LTC isn't too high. I didn't realize it went all the way up to $90 today. That's awesome. Told you guys it was going to be above 100 by November, right? Here we go. Not like by the beginning of November. I said by November. People kept giving me crap about that. But anyways, who cares? We'll go over more stuff. C-Zar, thanks for all you do between Solana and Ethereum, which offers better ROI in multiples at current levels. You know, we probably have to go over both of them, and because they're such big coins, let's go over both of them. We will. Also, is there a safer investment option you'd recommend? I mean, then Solana or Ethereum, those are already very safe investments, I'd say. So other than that, safest options would be like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, XRP, BNB, right? But I mean, those are pretty safe. When we're talking about safe crypto options, Ethereum and Solana are probably pretty safe. What about Near Protocol? We'll talk about Near. I know. Thank you guys all for being patient. I know there's 84 of you in here. We're about to get cranking on this stuff. We'll do XLM. We already got XLM on there, so I will throw GXLM in the mix while we're talking about it. Why not? Ravencoin. Yeah, we can talk about Raven. I haven't talked about Raven in a while, but that's a good one. BCH to 5K in December. Hussein, bro, if that happens, you guys, we have a chance of hitting 50K by the end of the cycle for Bitcoin Cash. As nuts as that sounds, I don't think we'll see 5K in December, but we could. It's possible. And if we do, 50K becomes a lot more possible. A 10X in a year for a crypto at the end of a bull cycle is not a hard accomplishment, you guys. Canadian, thank you, November the Hacker. Thank you. Ravencoin's American. That's true. That's true. XDC is Singapore. Well, we'll talk about some XDC too. XDC had a little pump today too. A lot of cryptos did. Can you check out Clover, the Wizard TTV? I don't know if Clover CLV is a scam or maybe it just did so well, but I've had so many people request it. Absolutely, I will. And if it is a scam, I will say it's a scam. But thank you, Chad J. I appreciate you. Bryce Davis, how's it going? Your gains will be bigger on coins that don't have taxes because more people are going to buy those coins. That's a nice theory. That's a good theory. But even if more people buy it on like a populist basis, if the market cap is 100 billion versus a coin that's market cap is 100 million, more people can buy the one with $100 billion in market cap and still not multiply it as much. Even if fewer people buy the $100 million coin, they would multiply it more because it's just easier to move. So yes and no. It depends, right? And back answering that question originally, I think Cactus or whoever it was that asked that, yes and no, the American-made coins will be better. It really does depend on what you see the potential overall gains being. And taking into consideration that there will be no taxes does mean you'll probably see the higher end of the potential limits of some American-made coins gains, right? Like most coins, if I'm talking about Bitcoin, we're doing a cycle prediction. I'm going from high to a low here. I'm predicting by the end of the cycle, we're going to be at 462,000. That's like the top, right? The maximum, or maybe not the top, the maximum I suppose would be 775. My expectation would really be around 500K, right? That's my expectation. This would be the top I give it, though I'm not expecting we hit 775K. We've never hit the 2618 before, but just giving this as a perspective, as an example, right? This is like the maximum I could possibly see Bitcoin going this cycle, right? I don't think in a million years it's going to go there. I'd even bet it doesn't, but I'm very confident we will see this number, right? If Bitcoin was an American-made company, this maximum potential where it wasn't as likely before, now it becomes increasingly more likely, and that makes sense. But even then, 462,000 to 775,000, that's not that big of a percentage growth, where even though you might have more people to push that up, it's going to have a higher market cap. There might be coins that have way lower market caps. It doesn't take as much money. It takes less people to push it up, even if it is an American company. So it's really at your own discretion. It's not one way or another. Yes and no at times. Naturalis. We'll talk about FLR. You guys, the list is getting big. We're gonna have to stop it in a second here. I'm gonna have to start getting going. Would do nicely. Yeah, I think XRP. You guys, XRP could break $10 this year. It really, or not. Well, yeah, in 2025. Maybe not this year, but it really could. And isn't LTC an American coin too? Because Charlie Lee, isn't he American? But if it's not like made by a company, I don't know. Would LTC be in that? I don't know. Bird Dog on Solana. We'll talk about Bird Dog for you, my guy. Abe. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Mana Disco, we got Mana on the list for sure. It's at the top, actually, or toward the top. Okay, Amin, what's happening? Let's go Bitcoin Cash. What's happening, Forstack, is I'm trying to compile a list here so that it says Vet Chain. Sleepy Man, I'm assuming you mean VeChain, so that we can go through and just power through a bunch of different requests in a course of an hour and a half, hopefully. 30 minutes of getting the list and then an hour and a half of rolling through it and then not looking at the comments, and you guys go have fun and talk smack to each other or hype each other up about different coins, whatever. Been watching you when you had 300 subs. Thank you, Skibbity Toilet. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. We've come a long way since then, that's for sure. Both on this channel and then in the bull market as a whole. Just answer that: how many Bitcoin Cash minimum for a good return? What's a good return to you? It could be one. That's a hard question to answer, my friend Forstack. I would a million Bitcoin Cashes. You know, like I don't know how whatever a good return is for you. Start somewhere. You could start at $0 if you save up $10 and put it in there. You're getting a good return for what you have. You know, I don't know. Whatever you're comfortable with. Where is Pika? Where is Pika? Jesus was a Muslim, or Jesus was a Muslim. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the guy's name. Thanks, C-Zar. I don't know. Again, I'm not really a religious type, so I don't know all that stuff. But also, F the haters. You do your work with integrity. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I try to, right? I try to be honest, anyways, like in my day-to-day life. But I'm in the public eye. You guys got me on video. I will always be honest with you guys, right? I don't want to get caught in a lie. I don't want, because I'm not a liar. I don't need to give any people lie, right? That happens, and I think it's forgivable. But whenever you're in the public eye, when you're on social media, you have to be honest because that credibility is all you have. Whenever you start lying, people just look at you a different way. I don't know, and it's very easy to track, especially on the internet. So I will always bring the integrity. I'll always keep it real. I always try to, because I just, first off, that's who I am, and second off, it would be dumb to not do it any other way. Right? That's what like all the crypto guys, they're like, I called this, I called that. Look at my video from 6 months ago where I said this exact thing would happen. What about all the other videos you made in the last 6 months that said a bunch of different things, but you're not going to take credit for being wrong on those? That's why I'll never, there's plenty of videos, guys, back in April that called that we would not break out to new all-time highs until November. There are plenty of them, right, that said it would be sometime in September, October, or November of this year. In April, I made plenty of videos that said that. And then since April, you guys, every month I thought we were going to break out to new all-time highs, right? Like I've been wrong. I made the right calls, but I'm not going to go back. Anyways, just talking about integrity, like who cares about being right and wrong? Nobody's going to want to watch you if you can't admit you're wrong. I'm like you guys. I watch people in the crypto space. I know what it's like. I get annoyed. I'm like, who cares? Stop being a prima donna. You were wrong. Own it. But people like BitBoy, Crypto Man Ran, Carl from the Moon, MM Crypto, and Carl from the Moon. I feel like Carl and MM Crypto and Da Vinci, when they're wrong, they don't own it, but I think it's like funny. They don't care. They don't care if they're right or wrong. They really don't care. But for BitBoy and for Crypto Man Ran and people like them, it's like an ego thing. It's a pride thing. If they're wrong, they suck. They're not trustworthy. So they always have to be right. They always, and everybody else always has to be wrong. But it's never the case. I don't know. I'm talking smack about people who are way more successful in the space than me anyways, but you guys should know who they are. But I'm not like trying to hate on them. I'm just saying I've even enjoyed watching their shows, but that's something that bothers me. Like that guy, Steve from Crypto Crew University, he'll never admit that he's wrong. To this day, you guys, Steve from Crypto Crew says that he called the bottom perfectly. He was adamant. No, I'm sorry, at the bottom, not that bottom. This bottom, the crypto bear market bottom. He was adamant this was the low. Time and time again throughout this whole time, he said we would not go lower at all. And then he said this is a double bottom. So I'm right. I was right. I called it perfectly. It's a double bottom. He still to this day won't admit. I will never be like that. I don't want to be like that. I don't appreciate people like that. I want someone to be. I want someone to be humble enough to admit when they're wrong. So I want to present that for you guys too. But enough about me, man. I'm talking too much. Let's get on it. Francis Murphy, what's up, brother? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? Let's go Litecoin. How many Bitcoin Cash? Oh, right. Sorry. Clean Spark top prices. We'll go over that. You know what? I'm going to look through here. I'm almost at the bottom, guys. We're almost there. I got ETH on the list. Been watching. Thank you. Thank you, the faithful citizen. You've been here for a while, that's for sure. If not a few hundred, a couple hundred, or definitely in the beginning, that's for sure. Hit the like button, people. You know it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the kind words. You guys are great. Theta. John H. I'll put Theta on the list, actually. At this point, guys, you're just mentioning coins, and I'm throwing them on there. Yeah, we can talk about algo for you, Adam. I like that. Adam, like A-T-O-M. If I had a boy and I wanted to name him Adam, A-D-A-M, I would go Atom. That's way cooler, I think. I see you got a bag of LCX. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you getting to Velo? Do you still see Velo? I can check out Velo. I think, no, I did not put it on the list. I can check it out. And we can talk about LCX too, right? Because aren't they like similar or tethered or whatever? Do you have, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Do you have an exit price on BCH? Yes, I do, 20K plus. But I mean, it all depends, right? It can vary. Do you think DGB is bearish? We'll look over DGB as well. I think that's very fair to go over. TA on SD if you're accepting TA requests. Yeah, I am crypto with Sonker. I am. SD, is that a crypto or is that a stock? By the time I get to the bottom of the comments, you'll probably reply. Meme coins are ripe with scams. You guys, crypto is finances. It doesn't matter if it's crypto. They'll say crypto is ripe with scam, but any financial market, anything to do with money, there's scammers involved. They do. Thank you very much, Francis Murphy. Very kind words. The farm fake hype. Yeah, they do. They really do. Yeah, same. Okay, so you guys are commenting now on what I was ranting on there. Let's see. We still in BTC dominance. You got it. That's the right way to think, Valhalla, for sure. But get prepared for that dominance to drop. No, that's not a PS5 square tattoo. That's honestly, you know what the point of this tattoo was? I don't even know if you guys can you see it? Can I get it? Let me see. Is this right? Is that in the angle? That tattoo there? The point of that tattoo is that, so this is my first tattoo ever. And everybody told me for your first tattoo, you should really think about it. It should be something that matters to you and has a story. And this was the exact opposite of that. It was the antithesis. I didn't think about it. I literally just one day in my head, I'm like, I want a square on my arm. I saw a guy with a Texas tattoo on the back of his calf. Colorado is kind of like a square. I'm like, I'm going to get a square on my arm because I didn't put any thought into it at all. It's just a random square. Everybody's always so disappointed with that story, but I don't know. I kind of think that's the point. Is like it's a form of expression in itself. It's like you don't need to put a lot of thought in it, right? A lot of people, like, before I tell them that story, a lot of people kind of like the tattoo and they think the simplicity of it, they think it's kind of cool, right? Or they think it means something more than it does. And that's why I think a lot of people don't like it whenever I tell them what it is. But that's the point. You can have a cool looking tattoo without giving it too much thought, right? In fact, sometimes you absorb or you put in too much thought, you can make a shitty tattoo, man. You might want it a certain way, and your tattoo artist, it's beyond their skills. You got to listen to your tattoo. You guys, this tattoo that I got on my hand, I wanted it to be a raindrop, and he turned it into a splat. And I really wanted it to be, I don't know how well you guys can see that. I really wanted it to be a raindrop, and he told me it would look way cooler as a splat. I'm like, it's your kitchen. Cook me up something dope. Let's go. It doesn't look as good on the camera, but it's like a multicolored splat. It's an acid raindrop splat. We'll just leave it at that. Pepe, we'll talk about some Pepe, yeah. Bought Tyson and Solana coin, held too long and lost. Yeah, classic, but that's okay. Pepe, you guys, I'm running out of room here. Running out of room, and we're running out of time. In 1 minute, I'm going to cut off the requests, and then we're going to go through all of them. Damn, Sam. That's fun. It's fun when it goes up. It's not so fun when it goes down. ETC, I've literally filled up the pages with requests, or the page with requests. Oh, yeah, Nick, I think Bitcoin Cash will go above 5K this cycle. I do expect that by the end of 2025, Bitcoin Cash will be worth 20K or more. But you never know. Just because I said that doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? And Bryce Davis, to be clear, I said up to 50K, actually. I think it's 54 or 56K. Maybe it's 51, but SD is a crypto. Thank you, crypto with Sanker. Okay, that's good to know. Could I make a lot buying meme coins? Sam, you could. But the right meme coins. They can't just be any random piece of shit coins. There's got to be some sustenance to it. But yeah, you can make a lot of money buying meme coins. You can lose a lot of money buying meme coins. It just depends. If it's your first time being in crypto, have fun with meme coins, but don't make that your main investment, right? I would make some safer investments your main investments, like anything in the top 100. And there's plenty of meme coins in the top 100 too. But you're not in the top 100. You're not going to make like 100x's or 1000x's. In random meme coins you can, but that takes a little more research. And I don't want to go. This isn't that kind of video to go over it. Last video ICP was short. Did you see that they have an app in beta right now? ICP blockchain. I can talk about ICP. I did not know that at all. Maybe I can make a longer video about it. Thoughts on the low cap meme coin DGen. We'll talk about DGen too. And on that note too, for Sam, looking for meme coins, I really like Pajamas and Jesus Coin. Those are two meme coins that I hold. I'm a top 200 wallet in Jesus Coin, and I'm a top 100 wallet in Pajamas Coin myself, okay? Just to let you know my confidence in both of those. And I think those will both do very well by the end of the year and by the end of the cycle. Arrow, 2 in February. I remember that. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Okay, dope. I didn't know. Hell yeah. Crypto with Soccer started a channel. Gonna have to check you out, bro. I like to check out people whenever they got that stuff. What do you do for a living? Just curious. This is what I do for a living, man. This is literally it. I help out in the cannabis industry sometimes for like friends and family, but like this is it. And people, you know, like this is really it though. Like this is what I do. A lot of coins pump hard, even XRP, but BCH still watching. Yeah. What do you think? Okay, looks like we've got all the requests in there. I don't see anybody else doing requests that we haven't already added on there. So ADHD, I might have it flow. I don't believe in ADHD. I believe there's people with high energy and people with low energy, and you shouldn't be punished or drugged because you have high energy or low energy, right? I don't think so. I think just people have different styles. But all right, let's see. Oh, we are at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. All right, Swee and Jasmine in there. Swee. Jasmine, I doubt I'll get through all of them, but I will do a live stream leftovers for tomorrow. Spark this joint up, brother. Hell yeah, Abe. Get it going, brother. I can't. I'm an asthmatic, but puff, pass. Puff it to, I don't know. Devahala might need some. I don't know. Let's see. Blix Thaden wants some. Blix the Dawn. All right, hell yeah. I'm going to pass you some good news right now. We're going to get into it, you guys. Thank you all for chilling, rolling in here. 132 of you. Everybody hit that like button. Thank you so much. Let's get started. We've got, I don't even know, man, 50 coins to talk about and some stocks. We're going to do it right now, starting it off with CLV. You've been so patient, the 8 of you that have requested this. I'm not entirely. Clover Finance, it doesn't seem like it's a scam. I don't know much about it. This is its history. It came about in April 2021, so the very end of the last bull cycle. Very nice pump today, or this month. I can see why people are wanting to talk about it. It's up 359% this month. That's crazy. On Coinbase, a lot of volume. That's good, dude. That's really good. This is nice. So I'm very confident. You're at 13.2 cents. When I say very confident, I mean I would say it's a promise at this point that you will see 30 cents to 58 cents by the end of this year, right? You're at 13 cents. I promise you will see these kind of gains by the end of this year, right? At this rate that you're going. I mean, dude, this week, what happened? Today? Was it today? No, it's just been over the week, yeah. Oh, man, and yeah, just so much. Oh, you're so strong. You might chill, but, dude, you are going to finish off this year with the blast, and you absolutely could crush 58 cents even. You could go as high as $1, maybe maybe even $2. It's kind of crazy. It sounds crazy because you're at 13 cents, but these kind of gains can happen in a short amount of time, especially in phases like this. And with that level of volume that you have, that's nuts, bro. That's nuts. High to low, 382. You might find resistance here. I want to be clear, just because, and this goes for any chart, just because I'm calling for prices up here or wherever, that doesn't mean you can't go down first. So if you buy and then it goes down, that doesn't mean these targets are off the table. It just means it did a normal thing, which is it corrected after moving up at an area that it found resistance at before, at the 382, which is a very common fib level itself. But I digress in that. Let's see, on a daily basis, I continue to think that you're going to move up higher. This 4 hour looks so bullish, yeah, man. So on this fib perspective, the price target that I'd have you at is about 50 cents to 69 cents. Yeah, buddy. I think so by the end of the year. I think that's where you're going. And then pushing past that, probably going into next year. But this thing looks great. Okay, Clover Finance, moving on. Again, I'm not going to go too long in depth with these things. I feel like that was even more in depth than I should go. And I won't be engaging with the comments, but I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys are liking the video. Clean Spark right now went to its golden ratio zone, and it had a little rejection, but it's very, very common, you guys, with these fibs to work your way up, right? You can see 236 rejection, 069 support, 382 rejection, 236 area support, all the way up to the 61869, and then back to the 0.5, right? You're finding support at each fib level at a higher level, right? You didn't find support at the 382 technically, and you did go a little bit below the 0.5. I suppose you could still go down to the 382, but I'm not expecting you to. I think that was your low. Today was your low right there at 1310. Nice bounce, decent volume, above average volume. Your RSI looks great. So the next targets, being with how well you've respected this area, being that you have resistance here, the next target after hitting your 61869 area is always the 786 to 886, and you have resistance points back here. So something between 1940 and 2180, probably, if not by the end of this month, definitely by the end of the year. And we could even push higher, right? We could, I don't think we'll see $50 by the end of this year, but by the end of this move, I think we will. By the end of this year, being around $30, maybe even $40 could happen, right? Late December. But by the end of this month and going over the next 2 weeks, I would expect that, especially starting next week. I think that we're going to work our way up here. It would not surprise me if at the end of this month we closed above this, but I'm not expecting that, but we could. Okay, we could see new relative cycle highs, just so you know. All right, that's Clean Spark. I hope that's good. I hope that's exciting. And Marathon is the next one, kind of similar to that, right? $21.07. I'm not looking at the comments, so I don't know, but just so everybody knows, requests are closed. I am not doing any more requests. I even took some like a few minutes after I said I would. We've got a very big list to move through. I'm probably not going to get through the whole list anyways, but we're working through it. On a weekly basis here, Marathon's RSI looks phenomenal. It looks really great. Yeah, you have some lower lows and lower highs right now, but what you're doing right here looks rather productive, and where you found your low of this overall move, you didn't get oversold, but you did get overbought for your top. You found support down in this exact area last time and you just ripped. So you're at an area now on the weekly RSI where it kind of would make sense to find resistance. I would like to see you break through it, push through it, get above the 60 level here, stay above the 60 level, and then get into your overbought zone. We can talk about prices that are up to like $43 by the end of this year, maybe even higher. Looking at the daily, nice day yesterday, or not yesterday, but what was it yesterday? Today's Saturday for me, so I guess yesterday. You could go a little lower, but like Clean Spark, I don't think you do. If you were to go lower, just a little bit, but I don't know if you do. I would expect you continue to press higher. Absolutely, yeah. I'll stick with those calls. Doge Doge USD. Doge pumping and dumping a little bit, right? Went up to 44 cents this week. We're at 35 cents now. Weekly RSI, pretty overbought, hitting the 90. Getting close, but not quite there. But that's still pretty strong. A lot of volume this week. Maybe we won't use Coinbase. Maybe we'll use Binance, right? There we go. It's got more history. Daily RSI is very strong. Dude, this looks great. Yeah, Dogecoin, you guys, is getting ready for another leg up. The thing is, see, a lot of people will assume that Dogecoin is just like any other crypto, right? During the last rally, a lot of people were like, it just goes up. That's all it does, right? And it's been so long, it's been so boring that people forget what this thing's heritage is. The heritage for this thing is a rocket ship. That's where it comes from, right? It's literally, it's just up. Even in its very beginning weeks, it was just up. So it just knows how to move up in a very, very short amount of time. We've been doing that for only 2 weeks now, right? Only 2 weeks. This is not the end of this move, right? This is not a normal thing. This is the beginning. What this is the beginning of the Dogecoin cycle, where it does stuff like this, where it does stuff like this. And I've often said that I don't expect this cycle to be like this cycle. I expect it to be more like this cycle. And probably, the truth of it is, it's probably something different than either of them, right? It's not going to be as fast as this. Perhaps it's not as slow as this. Perhaps we get an initial pump and then a consolidation and then a pump and then like maybe it's more methodical, you know, who knows? But maybe we have 3 moves up instead of 2 moves up. But Dogecoin likes to move fast is the thing, right? If your whole cycle is dictated by 2 moves here, it's safe to assume it could be 2 moves. You move up one and then you move up another one and then you're done. Is this the end of your first move? I don't think so. I don't think this move for Dogecoin is ending until you're at new all-time highs. That's my thought, right? Just like this first move here didn't end until you were at new all-time highs. Just like this first move here didn't end until you were at new all-time highs, right? One could make the argument that you stopped here for a little bit, to be completely fair. But I don't know. You know, that's a fair argument as well. But you were way deeper in the RSI. You're at an 88 now. Being at an 88 versus a 94, that actually is a really huge difference. So anyways, though, and I suppose it is possible you could turn around here. I suppose it is. Maybe it's more possible than I thought, but I wouldn't expect it. And if you do, what I would expect is it's something like this, where you chill for a little bit. It's going to be boring for a little bit, but it won't pull back dramatically. Too many people want this thing to pull back dramatically. You're not going to see prices below 26 cents ever again for Dogecoin. Ever again. Like literally, not just for the rest of the cycle, probably ever again. 26 cents, I'm telling you. $1.57. $4 is where I think Dogecoin's going by the end of the cycle. I really do expect that it could see a price at $4 by the end of the cycle. I'm not even kidding on that. Yes, I know that would give it a $600 billion market cap. No, I don't think that means it's impossible. I think it can and will achieve that. Dogecoin, you guys, was like, what is it right now? It's the number 7 crypto, and it's one of the oldest coins in crypto. It's got one of the best charts in crypto, and one of the wealthiest, smartest men that exists on the planet is advocating and backing this up. And he's not the only billionaire who publicly advocates for this thing. But by the end of this move, which will probably take place either by the end of the year or sometime in January, it will either be by the end of December or sometime toward the end of January that this move fully develops. Will you be at like 90 cents to $1? Will you be at $1.57? I would say somewhere in that range would be my expectation. Maybe. I'm going to think maybe you're not at $1.57 by the end of the year or by the end of January even. I'm going to stick with maybe 75 cents to $1. That's my thoughts. But I think you are moving up. Daily RSI looks poised and ready to move up more. 4 hour looks a little bit sad, like it wants to move down. But volume's dying off as you're moving down. You're not going to move down too much. I think you're at your low, guys, like genuinely for Doge. I think if you're trying to catch that next move up, even if you buy here and it goes a little bit lower, maybe it drops to 30 cents, but I don't even think that happens, man. I think you move up. But that's Dogecoin. All right, I spent way too much time on that. I love Dogecoin. Let's talk about XRP. I'm going to check in the comments, even though I said I wouldn't. Bro, you could have a huge X following. Simply post a summary list of top 15 coins this week. I know, John. I really should put more time into X. I know. And TikTok, man. I really should. I'm what they call lazy. Okay, I invest in crypto. I like to make money while I'm in my pajamas. I'm wearing pajamas right now, and I'm at work, right? So, but I should get on it. I really should get on it more, especially because the channel's growing, and this is the time. You're right. You're right. I've got a lot of different things going on. What I've got is excuses. Really, I've got excuses. I can make time. Let's see. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Next one, XRP, right? That's what we're talking about. So, I told you guys we would do this. I've been telling you for months, and everybody doubted me. No, I'm not going to be that guy because those guys suck. Those guys are the kind of guys that they'll say they've been telling you for months, and then in those months they'll also be like, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it is, but I'm not as, you know, like they'll have moments where they're not completely decided. And then whenever it pumps like this, like, I told you all along, they get all serious. Well, let's be serious. XRP pumped. It's overdue. You're up 106% this month. Did you guys know that from this month here, your last cycle high, where you moved up in a month 180%, that was your last month that you saw 100% growth from open to close in any given month. That was the longest stint in XRP's history that you've ever gone without that kind of movement. So we've been expecting this for a while. Yes, 106% this month. Already, I think I did say you'd be above $1 by the end of this month. I'm not 100% sure. I don't care. You got 13 days, 21 hours left in this month. You're only up 106%. Do you think you're going to stop here? I would think not. I don't think you do. I think you continue. I really do. I don't think it stops here. I think it keeps going. XRP is kind of like Dogecoin, right? It's boring for a while, but when it's exciting, it tends to live life fast. I would think you probably press higher, at least to like $1.40, $1.80, maybe even $2 area, like somewhere around these highs, right? But you don't have to, but I would assume you press somewhere near there. You are right now at, let's see. Yeah, you've broken through, you've pierced through the veil here, and you're coming down below it. I'm not worried about this at all, man. I'm really not worried about this at all. You could disrespect this a bunch. You could pull back from here, whatever. You're going to break out of it soon. And when you do, by the end of the month, I think you close higher than this. And certainly going into next month, closing out the year, you might even see XRP above, I'm not kidding, above its previous cycle highs. By the end of this year, that could happen. Either way, definitely higher prices to come by the end of the year. I think it's got a lot of growth to do. XRP is not only notorious for moving up very fast, but it's also notorious for being volatile on the way up, except for this right here. That was just a straight march to the skies, but very volatile, right? We've seen that kind of stuff going on the way up, so do expect volatility. Don't be surprised if it comes, and don't be surprised if it doesn't come, man, because XRP, it can keep going. Like, if you're waiting, I guess what I'm saying by that is if you're waiting for this thing to pull back to get into it, it's the wrong style of thinking. You should get into it now, let it go up, maybe it comes back, or if it pulls back, then you just get into it more. I don't know how else to put that, but I do think it's going up more by the end of this month, by the end of this year. Probably spent too much time talking about that. Let's move on to the next one. LTC, no, we're going to talk about Zcash. Zcash first. Zcash at the request of somebody, $43.45. Let's go on crypto. Get the whole 9 yards here on a monthly basis. Moving up 18% this month. Love to see it. Right, high to low here. You're already around your 382. Lovely, quite lovely. Moving on up. I do think that not only by the end of the year, but maybe I shouldn't say this. By the end of this move, I would expect you're up here. By the end of the year, I think you could be $74, maybe double where you're at now. It would be nice. The higher up you go by the end of the year, the better chance this thing has of seeing new highs relative to this high over here, right? Something above $1,000. And I do think that it will by the end of the cycle, but the higher up it goes by the end of the year, the better. I really think so. Something by the end of this move, hopefully, if not by the end of the year, by the end of January, I would expect you at $111 to $140. And just going into the end of the year, something toward double what your price is now would be the expectations. Yes, you have bearish divergence on the weekly. Look at that. It already happened. It already happened. You already pulled back. You already got it, and you're eating it back up right now. So this thing's getting ready for the next phase up. It's not going to stop here. It's not going to stop at $52. You're moving all the way up to like $80, man. I'm telling you. Soon. Very, very soon. Look at that, right? Lower lows. Yeah. Higher lows. Hidden bullish divergence. Bullish engulfing candle. 8 up the week. You got a doji, a very friendly looking doji candle there. I think you're about to send it to $80 or higher. The higher up you go, the better off things are. I hope you're higher than even the max prediction that I was giving, which I think was like 160, right? Let's see. If you're above 140 by the end of this year, that would be awesome, right? That's a goal. But at least I would think at least 100, or really even just above 80 by the end of the year would be fine. I'm slowing down, guys. I need to start moving through these fast and stop speculating so much, right? I'm giving you too many what ifs. Let's go to Litecoin. I hope that helped with Zcash. I hope that was clear that I do think it's moving up. Okay, Litecoin here, $90.50. Crazy move in the last 24 hours. Love to see it. Down 5% already today to start the day. A lot of volume too. That's about average for the last 45 days. That's like average volume we've experienced in a 45-day period, just over the last 20 hours, or over the last 4 hours. We still have 20 hours to go. I'm sorry. A lot of volume coming in on the move up. Love to see it. Breaking out of this zone here, breaking above your green line, your 123 moving average, where you did find support continuously on the weekly, and you found some resistance here. So breaking above that, I do think is critical for Litecoin. It is postured upwards as well. I think you're in the beginning of this move that will take you up here. We've been saying that for a while, right? This next move up would likely be the last time that you find resistance in this area, and you will break out. So what I would expect for Litecoin, maybe not by the end of the year, but going into next year, I think you could expect to see this thing at 170 to 201, which might sound crazy. Yes, Litecoin, that boring slumber sleeper that it's been all cycle. Yeah, it's going to be at 170 to like $200 and maybe higher by the end of this move. Is it by the end of this year? Maybe. Is it by the end of January? Maybe, right? Somewhere in that time frame though. And then by the end of April, you guys, Litecoin could really be at new all-time highs. It really could be. But it's moving up. I don't expect it to stop here. I do expect it to move up higher toward these relative highs here. Maybe it consolidates for a second. But what I would expect is this, right? If we look at the chart, each time you came up to this resistance area, you were up in it and then rejected immediately. Up in it and then rejected immediately. I would expect you to get up in it this time and you reject it, but not as hard, right? And you kind of move. You're going to do something different. And then that something different will signal that you're ready to do something different. Or you might say, screw that, and just blast through the roof anyways. You never know with these kinds of things. So if you're planning on catching this Litecoin breakout, it's not too late, but we're getting there. We're getting to the point where it'll be too late. That weekly RSI looks very dominant, very constructive. Daily RSI looks great. I have no problem calling for more upside with this. This thing, it looks great. Very strong chart. Very, very strong chart. And I have been saying for a little while, we look at Litecoin, it's up 18% this week on. Yesterday it was up 14%. Wasn't it up more than Bitcoin Cash? Bitcoin Cash is only up 7%. Yeah, I've been saying that I think LTC is going to outperform, or not is going to. I've been saying that I think it could outperform BCH, or LTCN could outperform BCHG, right? I've been saying that. Not thinking that it will, just that it could. A lot of people are talking trash about Litecoin. I love Bitcoin Cash. I talk it up a lot. And I'm like, I don't know why you guys are talking trash about Litecoin. It could even outperform Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is at like not even $500, and I think it's going to go to 20K by the end of the cycle, right? Like, and I'm saying this. There's 167 of you in here. I don't know how many of you have watched the channel before. I'm saying this. That doesn't mean it's going to come true. I'm not a prophet. Nobody is. Do your own research. But these are estimates and predictions that I've made based on technical analysis and historical references that might make an accurate call, you know, and I've been doing this stuff for over 8 years now, so I've got a little experience in the game too. But I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. I've been right before, I'll be right again. Let's move on. Litecoin, that's that. Let's talk about Mana. Mana now, Decentraland. You guys, we haven't even made a dent in this request list. Let's see. Mana with a hell of a day. Man, you guys, I got in at the right time. I bought this low here. I forget when my last purchase was before then. I mean, I bought like twice on the way down here, didn't I? Maybe I bought once up here, and then I bought down here, and I bought like the same amount each time. Enough about me. Who cares? We're up. It's nice to see that we're up. That's all. That's the only reason I'm mentioning that is because I'm excited that we had a nice day yesterday. 25% up, 41 cents right now. 40.7 cents, whatever. A little bit of a double top in the daily RSI. You're accustomed to these kind of like double tops, aren't you? And, you know, the last time you saw one of these, you moved down quite a bit. You're up pretty high. You're far away from your 123 moving average. You could afford to move down significantly, right? Like you're at 40 cents. You could move down 34 to 34 cents, 35 cents, something like that, and then move up. That could happen. I wouldn't expect it, but just saying you could, okay? I'm not expecting it, but if it happens, it's not a problem, right? Where you are right now in the fibs, you could pull back to, like 35 cents. That's not a problem either, right? Something like that would be nice to find support on. That might even actually look better, 36 cents actually. That's 36 cents. And then move up from there. You could possibly just continue to move up, right? I think Mana, like Litecoin, is on its own mission to the top side areas of these resistance points, right? Or of this consolidation phase, right? The top side areas here. And unlike the last two times, I would expect that we just tear through it. And maybe we tear through it on the first attempt. Maybe we consolidate and then tear through it. But just like Litecoin, I would expect that we're not going to reject immediately. We're not going to reject immediately. It's going to be something different. And whether that difference is just straight penetration or straight consolidation, and then we break through, you know, it'll look different. It'll definitely look different, right? And we don't really have different readings on the RSI just yet, but time will tell. Actually, hold on now. You've kind of got, look at that, huh? That's nice, actually. Hold on now. Wait a second. You've got 1, 2, 3 lows, higher lows. And you've got 1, 2, 3 lower closing monthly lows each. You guys, it's like double bullish divergence on a monthly. It's kind of good, actually. And those lows came in at the 40 area, 35 area. I don't know, man. I know that mana might be iffy for some people, not for Fonzie. Shout out to Fonzie. He's been buying this thing up like a madman. He's been buying it up, I think, every paycheck or every week or every day, and he says he still doesn't have enough. I admire that. I think even if you did have enough, you wouldn't have enough. But I think that this thing is going to do well. I think that by the end of this cycle, this thing could be worth $20 or more. If we look at I mean, technically $13 or more, but from a high to a low, I would take this low, actually. Maybe I should take this low because it's just so far away. $14 is the minimum target, $46 maximum potential target, and you could see higher prices than that. Might seem crazy at $40 now, but I'm telling you guys, this thing is a behemoth. It did a 400 and something X last cycle, going to a $46 price from here. That's only about 100X from here, not even, right? So it's a lot less than the last cycle's growth, but just because it's less doesn't mean it has to. I'm just saying, you know, it could equally, I would say the chances of hitting $46 are just as equal to hitting like $23, maybe even just as equal as hitting $14. But I do expect we're going to see new all-time highs, and it starts with this move. When you break out of this consolidation phase, what I want to see is that you hit this golden ratio, somewhere around $1.67 to $2.12. You will do that very fast, okay? If not by the end of the year, sometime by the end of Q1 is what I'm expecting. If not by April, but probably before April, right? And then we'll go from there. But I want to see a positive reaction with this area. Positive reaction doesn't mean you have to tear through it. That would be a positive reaction, but you can find resistance and then find support. That's a positive reaction, okay? But time will tell. This would not be a positive reaction. We reach for the 618 and then we fall short of it. That's not we don't want that. So just kind of an idea there. But I do think mana is going to continue to grow. If you see it pull back at all, it's at 40.6 cents now. Maybe we go back to 36 to 34 cents, somewhere in that zone, but that's it. That's the lowest that I'd give it. And then really we're on our way up. Probably right now it's like 76 cents or higher. Probably like around $1 or higher, actually. And ultimately to this $1.66 to $2.14 area and higher and beyond. All right, that's mana. Let's talk about BCH, Bitcoin Cash. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon on that note. What's going on, everybody? I've been watching House of the Dragon actually lately. I don't like it as much as Game of Thrones. I don't like all the. I wasn't aware that it does these time jumps, and then they switch actors and actresses. It's just, I don't like it. It's a different kind of style. Some people like it, I guess. I don't. I like the show. Not as much as Game of Thrones, but I like the show. I can at least watch it, but I don't like the actor change. I just got used to your actors. Why are you changing them up on me? Shout out to all 170 of you. Thank you. I'm not responding to comments too, if anybody's wondering in here. Not that I'm not responding to them, but I've got a long list. I'm trying to work through it. Hopefully, if I can work through some more coins really quick, I can go through some comments and engage a little bit more. I do like to engage with the chat. That's the main point of these live streams. I normally BS a lot, and we get through like 18 coins. I want to reverse that. I want to cut the BS, and I want to get through like 40 coins, right, throughout this one live stream. We're going to wrap it up in about an hour from now. I want to watch John Jones whoop up on, what's his name? Jokic. Or Milkic or whatever. I can't remember his first name, but whatever. I'm already going to miss the Oliveira fight, man, but that's okay. I went to the bathroom. Did we go over Pepe? Yes, we did. The Wizard TV. No, we didn't. No, not yet. That is at the bottom of the list, my friend. We're hoping that we get to there. Bitcoin Cash. 446 is what the price is right now. Moved up to a price of about $4.91 yesterday. That's nice. 488. I'm sorry, 488 and 83 cents. Sorry, not yesterday. Today. in the opening hours of today. Wow. I'm not worried about the price at all. It looks kind of gnarly right now. I'm not worried about the price at all, you guys. Oh, that's a big drop with a lot of volume there. Oh man, it actually does look somewhat concerning, doesn't it? But I'm still not worried about it. It's just we can't be beat right now, you guys. We really can't be beat. We're undefeatable. Low to high. I know that sounds arrogant, but you guys, we're in that time of the market where it's just true. Look at what we did. Look at what we did. We bounced off the 382, went all the way up, double topped, and now we just tipped the 236 for support. This is actually a very bullish kind of bearish drop, if only if this low on the 236 holds. As soon as we go below there, okay, this is kind of a flop, might be a double top, and we might be going all the way back down to like 370, 360. We really could. A double top, you guys, generally means you go below these lows here, and then from a high here to, or a low to a high there, your minimum target would be 383, your maximum would be 350, 359, but probably a more standard retracement based off of this fib here. So we don't want to break through the 236. Definitely don't want to break through the 382. I don't think we do, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. I like the 4-hour RSI. I like the daily RSI a lot. I do think we'll continue to move up. I would even bet that by the end of today, I would confidently bet by the end of today we close it green. I'm really not worried about the price at all. From a high to a low, tipping the 618, tipping it, and then pulling back to the 0.5. That's all we're doing. We're just hitting the 618 area, pulling back to the 0.5. Very normal stuff, and then on our way up. Really, this might mean that we're not stopping here, right? Maybe we are pushing right on up to that 600 to 650 area, which is kind of what I've been calling for. Not kind of, very literally what I've been calling for most of this month, right? That we would break, or that we'd close above $600 by the end of this month. So we actually look right on track, as long as we don't want to go too much lower. You don't really want to go below 440. It's okay if we do, but like, let's say really you don't want to go below like 438, okay? So do that for me, Dragon Riders. Keep this thing a little bit above 438, okay? Hopefully we're resting and finding support on a previous area of resistance and then moving up. All right, that's enough of that. Let's move on. ADA. ADA is the next one. ADA. Cardano. Given the crypto community, the business, right? Everybody, just like XRP, everybody doubted you. And now you're the ones laughing at everyone. Your coin's up yesterday, in the last, or maybe not yesterday, sorry. In the last 2 weeks, you're up like 109%. Everyone's coins in the last 2 weeks are up at like best like 40%, 30%, right? There are plenty of coins that are up way more than that, of course, but most coins, I would bet most crypto people who are giving you smack about being boring and not doing anything and being a disappointment, you're probably ahead of them at this point if you've been a heavily invested Cardano person and what's the word I'm looking for? Faithful, tenacious. I don't. There's a better word, but I can't think of it. It's almost like patriotic, but high to low. Okay, tore through your 618. Tore through it. Anytime you tear through your 618 like butter, and that's not alone what you did. What you did was you tore through it like you didn't care. Then you back tested it like you did care, and you found support off of it, and you skyrocketed through your 886. Okay. This is a very powerful move. Your volume is dying off. You do have bearish divergence, but I don't think it stops here. And if it does, even if you do pull back, you're at 71.5 cents. You're going to pull back to about 61 cents. You might drop 10 cents, but it's still on from there. You're too productive in this fib structure, too productive in the price action to not see anything that is at least at $1.08, $1.57 from here. If you pull back, you're at 71.5 cents now. If you pull back to 61 cents, cool. That's a blessing. You're going to $1.08, $1.57 by the end of the year. That's how fast this is happening. And you might not stop there. I'm not even kidding. That line where it went, accurate. You could be, and maybe not by the end of the year for this, but by the end of this move. The reason being is that Cardano has just been so withered out, right? Like, boring, whatever, but it's in this very giant kind of like W pattern, right? It's got that look to it. And with these W's, if they're successful, you return to the top of those W's, and you even actually you go through them, right? That high over here is at like $3. If you go through it, it's no short guess that you could see prices above $4, which right there, 458, that's the 2618. I don't know, you can see that from a high here to a low. and buy the end of this move. Like this could be by the end of January. Genuinely. 622. I know it sounds crazy, but we've seen crazy things happen with Cardano, and crazy things are happening with Cardano, with Charles Hoskin and American cryptos, right? There's a lot of positive news, and it's no coincidence that Cardano pumped before that news came out, but people knew about that before the news came out, right? That's why it pumped before the news came out, right? Anyways, Cardano looking fine. I hope that was an accurate kind of explanation of what I expect. What's up, Federico Hassani? Just joined. What's your prediction on Cardano? My prediction on it. My prediction is it'll keep moving up. If it moves down, it'll move to 61 cents, probably at the lowest, and then it'll continue moving up. Probably $1.08 to like $1.50 was the minimum target, I think, if I remember correctly, something like that. $1.17 to $1.40. That's probably like the next target area. All-time highs for this cycle. So maybe not by January, February. Maybe you're not at new all-time highs by January, February. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But I would think all-time highs for this cycle are anywhere from 1480 to 616. I have renewed faith in this thing because of events that have transpired over the past week that I'm aware of. That this thing could see $6.16, $14.80 by the end of the cycle. Yes, new all-time highs. No, I don't think it'll go past that. You'd be lucky to get to that even. So 71 cents now, a lot of growth to go. In the short term, expect prices around $1.17 to $1.40. By the end of the year, I would say you're there. And then by the end of January, if not by the end of April, we'd be around our all-time highs, if not just a little bit past them, okay? That's ADA. Let's talk about XLM now. XLM. Let me see here something real quick, guys. I know. We're trying to power through it, but I've got my own things that I got to do too. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hold on now. We're just going to do this one real quick. There we go. All right. I like to place bets on the UFC, okay? And there was a fight that hasn't started yet that I wanted to put some money on, so I'm doing that. Oh, but the market's on hold. I hate whenever that happens. I don't know why the fight's not going on yet. Okay, now it's not. It just does that sometimes. Anyways, you guys, actually, I'm not going to say it. I actually want to contact the betting site that I use and see if I can get them to maybe pay me or give me some kind of affiliate link to recommend their betting site. Because I've been using this gambling site for 11 years. I'm not going to say it. And they do give affiliate links out, but I'm not in the right tier for that. I'm in their like platinum 3 tier, but you need to be in their black tier. But I'm gonna see if I can call them and work something out. I'll be like, yo, I got 9,000 subscribers, and I'm not trying to like screw anybody over. But if you like to gamble, and I don't ever really talk about sports betting or anything, but if you like to gamble, there's a website that I use that they're not talked about, but they're one of the best gambling sites I've ever used, and genuinely I think they're better than DraftKings, better than FanDuel, better than Bet360, better than all BetMGM, all those ones. These guys, their goal, I'm like advertising for them, and I'm not even going to say it, so it's pointless. But I'm going to try to get some kind of something set up so I can do some stuff. But anyways, I just placed a bet. We'll see how it goes. I probably won't even be able to watch the fight, but let's go Oliveira. Anyways, you're at 20 cents right now for Stellar Lumens. Hell of a pump this week, 83% up. Love to see it, man. Yesterday you got most of that move, didn't you? 51%. Beautiful RSI, very strong. Getting into the 90s and out and then in twice, dude. It would be nuts if you continued from here. It would be crazy. It's not impossible, but it would be crazy. If you continued from here, if you continued to move up from here, you'd probably just beeline it straight to like 42, 44 cents. And you're not even at 20 cents right now. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think you blasted through 2 key areas of resistance, and now you're going to cool off a little bit and push higher. Inevitably, you're going to push higher, but let's do a little bit more research. Okay, from a high to a low, tipped your 0.5. Okay, went to your 382, tipped your 0.5. That's your next step up. So now what you're going to do is probably pull back to your 382. Have you done that already? No, you haven't. Okay, so to 382. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. 382. Down to your 382 at 17.8 cents. If you don't stop there, you go into your 236, which is at 12.5 cents. Yes, you could go all the way back down to 12.5 cents. No, it's not broken if that happens. It's fine. But I'm expecting more so with how strong of a move this is, how robust it is, how strong crypto looks. You're probably going to consolidate around this area. Maybe you move down immediately there and then you move up and you consolidate. Don't get excited just because you get above 23 or 24 cents. Don't get discouraged if you go below 17.7 cents, right? Everything's going to be fine. This thing is going to move up. I do believe overall you're in the midst of a move that is going to take you up to 31.5 to 37.5 cents. Okay. Probably by the end of the year, and probably more than that even by the end of the year, but time will tell. Let's see what you're doing relatively speaking, not just cyclically speaking, from a high to a low. Yeah, bro. You're at 19.8 cents. It wouldn't surprise me if you pulled back even more, but time will tell. Let's see what this thing's got in it, right? You really could hold support right around here, or even just a little bit lower. Okay, you don't even have to go lower with this fib taken into consideration, but finding support down at 16.3 cents, even 14, 15 cents, that's fine. Okay, that's totally fine. But I am holding out for hopes that you could find support. No, that's not what I wanted. Which one was it? It was all the way over here. What was the area? You had 19. I want to say it was at like 18 something cents, if I remember correctly. Not 100% sure. 17.7 cents. I have hopes that you could, because 17.7, this 382, a very significant level to hit, especially whenever you're rejecting off of your 0.5 and then finding support on your 382 to build higher, just like you did here, right? Except I've got all these other fibs in the way. You know, 0.5, 382, and then go higher. Beyond just the 382 being there, you have previous areas of resistance, which could turn into support. You could go just below the 382, right, and find support on these areas as well. That wick does come in line very well with this closing weekly high, so just something to think about. If you go below 17.7 cents, it's not the end of the world, but that's the expectation. I'm making a 17.7 and then up. If not even here and then up, but I do think this move is going to continue to move up relatively soon, right? I really wasn't expecting it. Looking at the daily like this, I wasn't expecting it. But, I mean, maybe don't move up today or tomorrow. Maybe even pause for a week. But by the end of this month, I would expect you're up here. And going into the end of the year, dude, you really could be at like 47 cents to 60 cents. You really could be stellar. Generally speaking, you guys, you take a high to a low, okay? Whenever you see this, whenever you see cyclical highs and cyclical lows, and you see these big, long, boring phases, generally when those phases pop, which is what it's doing now, you make a run right for the 61869 zone, and if not there, it's the 786, 886 zone, right? So that's basically it, right? And most cryptos you could probably apply that to. How many cryptos, you guys, look just like this? And can you see me? Yes, you can. Okay. How many cryptos look like this, where they had their high, their cycle high, they had their cycle low, and they've just been boring this whole cycle. Maybe exciting for a second, but boring. They've been in a range, right? They haven't all done this yet, but they're going to start to. If you want to do analysis on your own ever, I think genuinely like a good general kind of rule of thumb right now is you take your cycle high to cycle low and just hit that 61869 area. I'd say 60 to 80% of the market that looks like this is going to top off in that area, and then maybe like 40 to 20% of the market will proceed going higher, right? Maybe I'm too bearish. Maybe most of the market goes here, and then some of the lucky few go higher. I don't know, but just a general rule of thumb as to where my head's at with analysis for any and all of these coins. XLM, XCN. Let's see. Oh, let's see here. Hold up, yo. Silva. Okay, XCN. I actually didn't look at XCN today. I own a decent bit of XCN. What did we do? What did we do in the last 24 hours? We didn't do much. 7%. That's nice. That's nice. Whatever. Not upset with that. Good looking daily RSI. Finally getting overbought. Actually getting overbought, right? And now you're overbought again. That's different, right? You can see it's different. You're deeper than any of these, but more than that, you're back up in it. Here you got in it, you got out. You got in it, you got out. You got in it, you got out. You got in it, and look at where all these lows came in too when you got out. This low is way high. It's different. It's different. This is different. we're moving up, we're moving out. XCN, finally, something to get excited about, finally, right? And like I was saying, like I was literally just saying about XLM, a lot of coins kind of look like this. And this one is a unique chart in itself because it was a very bullish start with a not so bearish. A lot of them that did this, they kind of gave it all back, but still a long boarding phase down here nonetheless, just without the breakout. I would say the immediate target is 0.0025 to 0.0028, and then past that, we really could see this as well. This thing does like to move up very fast, so it wouldn't surprise me if we just bypassed the 618 and went straight up to 0.003, 0.0037, something like that. We could even bypass this whole range because we've consolidated so much, and this thing does have a lot of torque to it. We could go all the way up to 0.00665, 1.1 cents by the end of the year. Like, we really could. But time will tell. Yeah, things are looking exciting. Things are looking different. I definitely expect we're going to move up soon for XCN. We're going to see like a XLM move for XCN here over the coming weeks pretty soon. UMA is the next one. She like to dance like Uma Thurman. Every me this. Right? Right? Name that band. No, I'm just kidding. We all know who that band is, right? It's Bon Jovi. All right. No, that was Fall Out Boy. I was just joking. Just joking, folks. Not trying to insult the Bon Jovi fans or the FOB fans, right? We're all friends, okay? 069 236 weekly UMA. Not so exciting of a look from a fib perspective, but that's okay, right? We're going from cycle high to cycle low. Let's give it a different look. Low to high here. Okay, this is a better look, actually. This is a much better look, right? You actually do look productive. Good. And the weekly RSI looks productive too, so that's kind of what makes more sense to me. And in which case, I don't know why I actually deleted the fib. We might want that on there. But yeah, the daily RSI, ooh, getting oversold and not getting overbought. Wrestling some demons, aren't you? But you're holding the right areas in the fibs. You do look productive. I'm going to give it to you. I think you are productive, okay? Moving down without volume, moving up with volume. It seems to be that you want to move up. You're at 248. I'm less clear about what this thing wants to do by the end of the year, but I would think you soon, maybe by the end of the month, if not going into December, move up to 360. You're at 248 now. It remains to be seen how much higher you go by the end of the year, though. I don't know enough about this thing. And the fact, somebody said it best. I think it was Eric Crown said it best. If your coin is not moving up while the rest of crypto is moving up, that is an indication that there could be problems. And I say that your coin did move up. It moved up 4% yesterday while the rest of crypto is moving up, so that's good. But there are a lot of coins that with way higher market caps, I'm assuming that outperformed that, still. So you'd like to see this thing start moving up soon. 123 moving average, you're holding there. I think you do. I really do think you do. I know I've been kind of uncertain and leaning kind of toward the pessimistic side, but I do think you probably see some kind of significant retracement based off of this here, right? I bet you do move all the way up to like 1146 to 1483, not by the end of the year, but by the end of this move. I genuinely think that is where your target area is. Somewhere, if not by the end of January, then somewhere in April. That's my, or even before then. But if not end of December, end of January, then end of March, end of April. Okay, up in that area. The higher, the better, right? And it makes sense. Resistance there, resistance there, right? Yeah, UMA, Solana is what we're talking about. I know people, I saw some comments saying Jesus Coin and pajamas. I love Jesus Coin and pajamas, you guys. We'll talk about them real quick, okay? Pajamas did not really do anything over the last 24 hours. It's even kind of corrected, right? It's up right now, whatever. Get in before it's too late, right? It's on its way up. Nope, I don't think it's going to die. I don't think it's going down. If it goes down any more than it is now, that's a blessing. But what you did was you tested your 123 moving average to a T, tipped it, and now I think you're moving up. You found resistance on this area, respected pretty well. You're finding support on it now, breaking above it. I think you just broke, checked, and you're going to go, okay? And where are you going to go? You're going to go to new all-time highs. Where are new all-time highs for pajamas? Well, from the current price, minimum target, it's going to go to new all-time highs. That's a 6x. And it's that new all-time highs means more than that. So really, I think this thing will 10x or more by the end of the year, guys, and going into next year. Pajama's anniversary, its 20th anniversary, is in May of 2025. Pajamas is the first YouTube cat. I'm not going to go over it all in this video here. If you guys want to if you want to watch a more in-depth video on it, if you're curious about a meme coin, you want to get into it, check out my video I made yesterday, Pajamas Crypto, the first YouTube cat. Here, I'm not going to share it because I don't want you guys to stop watching this video. Just go watch that in your own time, right? We're live right now. Enjoy it while it's here. But Pajamas looking frisky. Jesus Coin also having a little bit of a lapse here, kind of pulling back. I'm not worried about it at all. Yes, the rest of crypto is bullish, moving up, whatever. Jesus Coin does its own thing, man. It'll be bullish while crypto's boring. It'll be bearish while crypto's exciting. It'll move up with it. It'll move down with it. It just does what it wants. It's consolidating, just like it was back here, right? Initial pop up, consolidation for 5 weeks, and then we moved on. Initial popped up, consolidation for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and maybe we pop up this week. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it takes longer, but we're going to move up soon. And I do believe Jesus Coin will see new all-time highs. Minimum target is greater than that, right? I think it's going to see new all-time highs, so more than a 3x from here. It could have more potential than Pajamas. From a target perspective, I think Pajamas has more potential, but I feel more secure in Jesus Coin. I own more Jesus Coin personally, but I am a top 100 holder in Pajamas. I am a top 200 holder in Jesus Coin, just for full transparency. But that's the target area for Jesus Coin. About a 5x minimum from the current price to a 13x potential maximum, and I do believe it could go beyond that. Maybe not by the end of the year, but going into next year, right? By the end of this month and by the end of the year, somewhere in that time frame, I would think that we are at new all-time highs, maybe even here by the end of the year, but these deeper targets will probably be beginning of next year. All right, that's that. Okay, let's get back to it. Solana, I cheated. I have a personal vested interest in those, so that's why I did that. I need to know something real quick. Hold up, y'all. When is this stuff going on? Let's see here. Hold on now. Be patient, y'all. I'm sure you are. I can't see the chat. This is a very informal, different kind of live stream than I normally do. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, hit that like button, subscribe. If you're making friends in the chat, let them know. Be like, hey, John, you're my buddy. C-Zar just said it, and I wanted you to know you're my friend today. We're friends now. If you made an enemy, say, hey, Bill, you shithead. You're my arch nemesis now. My goal is to make more money than you in this crypto bull cycle. I don't care who it is. Call them out. Let them know that they're on your shit list. And if they're your friends, let them know. I had money on riding on Silva to win this one. He had two Brazilians versus each other. You never know, man. But that's okay. It was a women's flyweight too. What was I doing betting on that one? But that's okay. The big money's going on Oliveira and then Jones. But anyways, it's not even that big of money. I say the big money's going into crypto, guys. But it is a fun thing that I do on the side. Anyways, here $231 right now for Solana. We're not at new all-time highs, but we are looking to stretch and reach there, aren't we? Let's see. High to low. There we go. Come on now. 886, 786 support. So strong, so bullish, so very tight and just beautiful look. Breaking out above the 886 is nice, of course. I do believe you're about to break out to new all-time highs. I would, in fact, say by the end of this year, probably even by the end of the month, you'll be at new all-time highs. Solana could be on a straight moon mission, you guys, to 670. Like by the end of the year, maybe even early next year, right? If we're not there, I definitely believe we'll make some solid headways there. I would believe that we're at least 100% higher from where we are now, right? Like somewhere deep in the 400 area, 400 to 500 area at a minimum by the end of this move. It's very uncommon to break out to new all-time highs and not hit your minimum extensions first. But it happens. Sometimes it happens, okay? It's very uncommon to break above your 886 and then not proceed going higher, but it happens, right? And you even did it a couple times. So Solana looking frisky, definitely looking really strong. Daily RSI looks fierce. Weekly RSI looks fierce. I have no doubt in my head you're on the brink of seeing new all-time highs. It might even be today. But by the end of this month, I think you'll be there. So beautiful. Good job. Good job, Solana. Looking great. Based off a more kind of relevant time frame, what might give us more accurate kind of information from a high to a low, what I would expect is we see 250 to 312, 250 to 313, probably by the end of the month. I like that 313 area, right? I don't think you stop at 250. I don't think so, man. I think things are just getting started. All right, that's Solana. Let's move on from there. Solana, let's talk about Ethereum, ETH, USD on Coinbase here. Sol is flying. It really is, TF. Yeah, it really is. First name, last name, what's up? 1K 12x on BTC. Is that a good idea right now? I mean, it might be. I don't know. Like, if we could drop still. And I mean, don't let me scare you. You do your thing. You leverage trade and whatever, you know. We could drop. I mean, if you're doing a 12x, I'm just saying you could easily get liquidated from here. I think. I don't know though. To each their own. To each their own, yo. I wouldn't short at all. Or are you not shorting? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I assumed you were shorting. Oh, wait, no, that would have been. I'm sorry. That longing. You would be longing. You wouldn't be shorting. But with that kind of leverage, if you went down, you would crush. I'm getting all twisted up here, man. I don't know. I probably just seemed very very ignorant in the ways of leverage trading there. But I promise you I'm not. I just got twisted up with my words there. Where did you learn to read charts, my man? Nate Bra. You know, various places, man. Various places. I learned the door for technical analysis really opened up for me with YouTube, and then, you know, watching people do it, and then I got into like the pattern site right here, right? The patternsite.com. This thing here. I bought some books. I never read them. You know, whatever. Candlestick patterns, chart patterns, Elliott wave. You can do quizzes. You can do all kinds of things for yourself. Doing research on Google and just going through a bunch of different things. I wouldn't just read like one article on something and think that was the way that things are supposed to go. I would spend hours reading about like the same subject, going through various articles and trying to compile what the general thesis was on a specific form of like doing analysis, right? Specifically fibs is what I paid attention to. And then I watched a lot of people who were very, very much like professional and advanced in their stuff, right? There's people, I don't care if they have 1 million followers or they have 100,000 followers. That doesn't mean that they're good at doing TA or not. There's probably guys that are much better at doing TA than I am, who have less followers than me or aren't even on YouTube. You know what I mean? And there's probably guys who have like BitBoy, for example, has a lot of followers, and no hate, right? Like, respect to BitBoy, but he doesn't know how to do TA at all. Like, I watch him do TA, and it literally gives me I'm not gonna say it, but it gives me brain diseases, man. But I'm just saying, so to answer that question, I know it might seem like I'm getting off the answer, but the reason why it seems like that is because to answer that question, I'm saying, take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Don't believe that just because somebody's successful in crypto that means that they're successful in TA. Most of the TA guys in crypto, they don't actually make money off of TA. They make money off of just putting money in and saving. And then when they do their TA, whenever they do their trades, they actually lose money. And then it's you guys, their viewers, that they make money from. It's you guys, the people that do super chats, that tip them, that subscribe to them, like, and that's why for me nothing is ever payment based, and tips are nice and whatever. I appreciate that, and everybody does, but a lot of these guys, a lot of these accounts, they're not making money because they're great traders. They're making money because they're charging you guys for programs, right? They're making money off of the paid courses, the paid classes, and that's why I'll never do that kind of stuff, right? I want to offer the information that I got for free because you could learn it. You could learn it right. I could teach you all the right things. The TA could be perfect and you could still lose money. So it's like, I don't, there's something wrong about that just for me. To each their own. I respect the hustle no matter who you are, but for me, it's a personal choice. I won't charge people ever for like talking about TA or doing TA. Like it would have to be, I don't even know what it would have to be for me to do that kind of stuff, man. You know, but I'm getting off track here. Essentially, to answer your question, a lot of research on the internet and a lot of practice every single day, Nate Bra. And even now, years ago, 8 years ago, and it hasn't stopped. I do technical analysis every single day, and some people that I like, let's just go through it real quick. If anybody's looking to learn technical analysis, the Pattern Site's a great resource. Any of where are they? Thomas Bulkowski has some books, right? My stock market books right here, stuff like that. On YouTube, I really like Eric Crown. I think it's this Crown's Crypto Cave. This guy, Eric Crown Crypto. I think if you like TA, he doesn't do TA the same way I do. There's a guy he has on here every now and then that he calls Fibbo Swanee, or maybe that's his handle on YouTube. I don't know. And he does TA similar to me. But I really like, I wouldn't say Crown and I do TA the same way, but we have these like ways of looking at the markets that I feel are similar. And maybe I picked some of that stuff up from him over the past like 4 years or so that I've watched him personally. But like I don't know, like whenever you look at my videos, like the one that I did yesterday with the Ethereum cycle dynamics, or the one that I did earlier this week or last week that was Bitcoin cycle dynamics, those kind of ideas and stuff, I feel like he does stuff like that too, and not quite the same ideas, but I like bouncing my ideas off of that. And I know I was talking smack about Steve from Crypto Crew, and I think Steve is one of those guys who he is a hustler. And he'll get you to pay for his classes or pay for his tools, and he might make it sound nice or whatever. I've never paid for his stuff, but I don't think it's that valuable. He's been wrong plenty of times. He just never admits it. If you go through his comments, they'll all be good comments. It's because he deletes all the bad ones. He's one of those guys. But with that all being said, whether I like the guy or not is irrelevant. I actually think he does offer a good perspective sometimes. I do like watching his videos for entertainment, and sometimes just for hate, just because I'm like, dude, you were not right. What are you saying you were right? You were saying it was going to go down, and now it's going up. But there's the way his brain works. A lot of people, I think, talk smack about him. I talk smack about him too, definitely. But the way his brain works, I think, is interesting. I do like his perspective on some things. He'll look at things differently than most people will. No matter how basic or sophisticated, I don't think he's sophisticated. I think he's sophisticated probably more than the average human, but I don't think he's super sophisticated. I think he thinks he's more sophisticated than he is. But with that being said, I do think he has good perspectives, but here I am just talking smack about somebody I've never met. Steve, if you're watching this, no offense, bro. I just think you have a problem with being wrong. It's okay being wrong, bro. Nobody's perfect. But Eric Crown Crypto's good. Crypto Crew University's good. Who else is good? I like Kevin Svensson. Kevin Svensson also, I feel like, is a similar style of TA as me. We have a very similar style, but a little bit more professional on his part. I don't know. There's others. I like watching Tone Vase for fun. Tone Vase talks about random things. There's plenty of other stuff, right? And these aren't like the people that I learned stuff from. I learned a lot from Crown, I would say, over the years, especially with this. I want to go back to Eric Crown's channel real quick. Eric Crown. This is for anybody who's not just looking to do TA, but if you're looking to invest or trade in crypto, I think this is a great series to watch because this is more than just trading, okay? It can be about trading, but there's a playlist here that he has, and it is, let's see, where is it? I recommend it every now and then. Trading Psychology series, right? And it is trading. It is about trading, but even if you're investing, this is what this is. It says Trading Psychology. Really what this is like a master of your emotions and psychological games that you play with yourself series. Like that's what it is. It's about self-discipline, risk management, acknowledging your problems and stuff. Like it's a really good series, and at a certain point, some of it, I'm not going to play it. Some of it all blends together, but go through, if you're bored, go through all of these videos, man. Like literally, it's a wealth of information. He offers it all for free. There's more playlists than just that, but you could learn a lot of different things, and that's the beauty of it, right? Again, I've picked up some things from him. I would say I've learned from him, and I don't do TA any kind of way that he does it, right? I really don't. Like we have you can watch his channel. We don't do TA similarly at all. He used to openly make fun of fibs and say that they were bullshit and they didn't work. You know what I mean? And even then, I still admired him and I still looked up to him and I still used fibs, right? So don't let what somebody else on YouTube says dissuade you from doing your type of analysis, but don't let that also dissuade you from admiring or seeing their work for what it is too, because this guy's brilliant. I really just do think, and he's got experience in market making and stuff like that. He's been wrong before. He will be wrong. He's not perfect. He definitely is not perfect. but he's pretty good. He's pretty damn good, and I like his channel. Anyways, let's get back on task here, guys. I went way off the deep end there. We're talking about Ethereum, yeah, Ethereum. I hope that answered your question. $3,000 right now, Ethereum, from a high to a low. It is at, let's see, yeah, 618786. You probably move. I think you do move down, right? And I think that's what I said yesterday. I think you move down, right? That's what I was saying yesterday, and we moved up. I say yesterday, it was the beginning of the day yesterday. But in my video that I made, Ethereum cycle dynamics, I did say I think we'll probably revert back down. I don't know. Maybe 2,700. I forget what I was thinking. Maybe just below $3,000. I think that sounds right. I think that's what I was thinking. Just below $3,000. We could return to 2,700, but that'd be the lowest that I think we go. And then from there, you know, maybe over the next week, maybe over the next 2 weeks, who knows? But then from there, we continue to move up to new highs. I just heard my daughter cry. Hold on, y'all. Be quiet for a second. Right. Maybe we... Oh, yeah, I got to go check on her real quick. Hold on. Hold up, y'all. Probably by the end of the year, I think Ethereum is going to be around 3,800 to 4,100. Okay, and going into next year, I would think that you're making strides toward new all-time highs. Okay, so maybe the next week or two you're consolidating, but then you're moving up. Yeah, comp is kind of on the move, but yeah, I can't wait either. Like H Near protocol is the next one. Near, gonna make sure you guys can hear me too. Let's see. Yep, you can hear me. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. We want that. I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit. I hope you guys aren't getting your ears blasted. 596, 595 for Near. Up a lot this week. A lot of volume coming in. Looking dominant on the, I was gonna say on the weekly RSI. Really, I wouldn't even say that. Actually, it's kind of neutral, but higher lows, higher highs, bouncing off the 40 area. I think that's a nice look, and you have the potential to look dominant, right? Definitely a nice setup. It looks like you're breaking out of this consolidation phase here. It looks like you're breaking out this week, so that's nice. You could probably expect to see an extension of this move overall, right? Like by the time this moves over, it'll be at like $12 to $17.50. That really could be by the end of the year prices, if not going into next year prices. But time will tell. You're at $5.96 right now, so $12, $17.50 by the end of the year, I think is a good target for this. And again, just like everything, just because I'm calling for these targets doesn't mean it's absolved to seeing some kind of correction and then moving up. You could move all the way back down to 467 or 465 first and then move up. This thing is not broken if it does that. I'm not expecting that you do, but you could. And it's still fine, okay? You formed bearish divergence. You actually have bearish divergence formed right now. It's not printed, it's not official until you get a red day. So if today closes red, then yes, you probably likely will move at least back to 525. But that's still okay. And you could move all the way down to 465, 466, whatever. But ultimately, yes, I think you're going higher. I'm going to stick with those calls. That's it. I don't think that you move down to this level, but with how you look so far today, I wouldn't be surprised if you move down to about 525, and then you move back up. Okay, really wouldn't surprise me. Just saying. Okay, I'm very confident you do actually move down to 525 and then up. If you move below 525, it's okay. It's totally fine. Near Ravencoin here. Let's see, 2.15 cents. If you're looking at this from a high to a low, hit the 0.5 down to the 0.69, chilling, kind of boring, right? Like most coins are this cycle. A little bit of upside this week, not a whole lot. I bet you're just like any coin, right? That looks like this right now, but they're up, like XRP or XLM, right? Like it was like this, but it's got the break. You just haven't broken out yet. So your time will come. It's just a matter of when. And when your time comes, I would expect that you do get a very fast move up to that 9 to 11.2 cent area. You're at 2.15 cents now. Okay. 20 more minutes, guys, and we're going to wrap this up. I got a fight to watch and some sleep to catch. XDC is the next one. XDC network here. 4.366 cents. Nice. High to low. 61869 down to the 236 and up to the 382. You could pull back XDC and don't get upset at me. You XDC ravers, don't get upset at me. You could pull back to 3.4, 3.5 cents, okay? This thing is very volatile on the way up, on the way down. It's volatile, so don't be surprised. Going from your 382 to your 236 is very normal. But from a high to a low perspective, this is your first interaction. This is your second interaction with that 382, 236 area. So the laws they're not as rigid here. You could just keep going up, just to be completely fair. With that in mind, maybe it's more appropriate to take a more relative fib. If we take this high to this low, all the way up to the 618, again, don't hate me, but it wouldn't be crazy if you move down to about 3.7 cents. So you could move lower. In fact, I think you do move lower, and that's okay. That's okay. Probably down, I'm going to call for it like right around 3.7 cents. If you find a low higher than that, don't be surprised. In fact, it's very possible. But inevitably, yes, I think XDC is on its way up to prices that are at 14 cents to 23 cents. Probably, if not by the end of the year, by the end of this move. Like, right? I think this thing likes to move fast, and I think things are going to get in motion for this thing to see some growth, right? But time will tell. We'll see. That is still too early of a call to make. That is assuming that we break through this zone here, but I do think we do. So anyways, XDC, a little bit of down and then a lot of up is what we got. Flare, FLR, Flare, nice week this week, up 46%. Decent looking weekly RSI too, actually. Not going to lie. From a low to a high. Pulled back to your 61869, down to your 786. And dude, you look great. Dude, you look so good. All the way up to your 382. You could pull back to your 618, all the way down at 1.7 cents. You're at 2.1 cents now. You might move higher. I don't know. And to go back to that, because it's kind of a hard question. Maybe it's not a hard question to answer. I don't know. Maybe I just have a hard time finding the words with how I learned how to do TA or where I learned to do TA. Because I mainly learned it online. I mainly learned it, but I say that, and that was my answer. I think the better answer to be to give to that I didn't really say so much was that you learn a lot through practice. You practice, you practice, you practice. And I kind of hinted at that when I said I did it every day. But you take other people's stuff, make it your own, right? Learn ways of thought or like certain dynamics that maybe you hadn't considered, and then try and do that yourself, right? And then before you know it, you're doing TA on your own. You're able to back test your strategy and see if you're making money. And if you are profitable, then you're successful. That's essentially that, you know what I mean? And not everybody's successful. Sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes less time, but most people apparently take like 3 to 5 years to get things, right? As far as like trading or investing goes. Some people a lot less time, some people never get it, but It's all about risk management and risk tolerance. Like if you have poor risk management skills, you're probably not going to be a good trader. If you're not emotional and you can develop good risk management skills, you can be a good trader, right? But anyways, Flare probably pulls back to about 1.7 cents. If it doesn't, you could consolidate here. That is possible. What's up, Flower Child? But I wouldn't be too shocked if you pulled all the way back down to 1.7, especially with the way the 4-hour looks. Yeah. And then up from there. Okay, so a little bit of down and then a little bit of up. By the end of the year, you could expect to see Flare probably around 3.5 cents to 5.6 cents, something like that, if not higher. It really could be at new all-time highs, but time will tell. We'll see. Bird Dog is the next one. Bird Dog. Is it Bird Dog space? Bird Dog is this one, right? Volume fits, time frame fits, market cap fits. Or is it this one? Is it this one? I feel like it's this one. That it has less 24-hour volume. We'll use the one with more volume. Whoever requested Bird Dog. Snoop Dogg. You get it, Nate Bra. Let's see. 0.00616. Looking frisky. Low to high. Something else too that I keep thinking about whenever I'm talking about learning TA. Because I've seen people do this. I've been doing it for 8 years, right? I've seen people do this, and even people with like bigger accounts than I have, and people who don't have accounts at all, but like they've been doing TA for a while too. You need to not make the mistake and just assume that you're a master at this because you've made 1 or 2 good trades, or maybe you've even done like 10 trades in a row that were perfect, or 20 trades in a row that were perfect. You need to assume that you're not a master ever at trading. Always assume and take up the role of a student. Okay, you're always a student. If you're going to be a trader, if you're going to be an investor, you want to do technical analysis, you're always a student. Okay, even when you've mastered it and you're teaching other people eventually, you're still a student. You're learning every day, all the time. If you're not, you're going to start sucking. Okay, and if you think that you're a master at this stuff, if you think that you've got nothing else to learn and that you're just perfect and you never admit your flaws, you're probably not going to be good at TA. And the only person I can think of that's like that and is good at TA is Steve from Crypto Crew. And I say he's good at TA. He's not perfect. A lot of people talk smack about Steve in the space because he's a hustler. I'll say he's a hustler. You know, he's all about the money, but I respect it. But he's got good TA and he's got good perspectives. Like there's a reason why I watch his stuff, and a lot of people talk smack about him, but the truth is he does keep things simple. He's kind of obnoxious to me, I think, and there is that little bit of pompousness where I feel like he thinks he's a perfect technical analyst, and I'm using him as an example. I'm not trying to poke fun at him, but it's very rare that you find somebody like that who has a very hard time admitting they're wrong, and they actually seem to be good at TA, right? So don't be like that. It's very, very, very rare. Even if you are that person, you should probably not just think that you're right all the time. But anyways, don't assume. Don't assume that you're a master, right? I see people do that, and dude, when you do technical analysis long enough, you guys, like whenever you've done it for as long as I have, which I haven't done it that long. 8 years is not a long time. Like it's enough time for me to say I have some experience and give myself like a foot in the door and be like, hey, I kind of know what I'm talking about, right? I could do it for 12 years and I still don't know what I'm talking about, right? But I feel like I have proven myself. I've definitely made some money and had a proven track record for success on that. But man, what was I gonna say? There was some kind of note that I was gonna go over. You're not the master of things. You're not always going to be right. I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, Andre Miller, that's great. Live on the hope system. You don't got to do TA, man. That's okay. It's a stressful game. It can be stressful, man. And especially when you make things public, you kind of put yourself out there. But Bird Dog here, 618 double bottom. And you're going to be wrong. That's the thing with TA2, man. It's one of those things, no matter how good you get at it, you could be the best technical analyst in the world. You're going to be wrong a good bit of the time. It's not like you'll be wrong 1 out of 100 times. No. It's not like you'll be wrong 10 out of 90 times. No. Anybody that says that is full of shit. Or they're on a good track record for like a month. They got a lucky streak, and then their unlucky streak hits, right? Nobody's that good. Nobody is, right? If anybody's that good, hit us up in the comments with who's that good so we can all make money, okay? You know who's that good? You know who's correct 90% of the time is CBS. But they're not correct 90% of the time. When they make crypto reports, they're like wrong 90% of the time. So they're like correct in an inverse way. Or Jim Cramer, right? People like that. They're like the anti-correct. They're wrong 90% of the time, but that can be useful too. I don't know. Bird Dog looking like it wants to move up, man. Double bottom off the 61869 above the 382. I have no doubts in my head. It took such a long time to say, but I have no doubts in my head this thing will see new highs from relative high to relative low. I bet you go up to 3.5 to 7.7 cents. How do I know that? I don't know, man. I don't know anything about this coin at all. But I know a little bit about TA, and the way it looks to me is I'm very confident that you will see these prices. You're not even at the areas from this relative fib where I would expect that kind of confidence, but based off of this fib alone, I'm already fairly confident that, yes, you'll see new all-time highs. Will you go this high? I don't know. I would at least say 3.5 cents is what I feel the most comfortable saying. But, yeah, you could see more than a 10x by the end of this year even. You could go further than that. I don't know how high this bird dog can fly, but this one specifically. Not all of them, because there seems to be more of them. But this bird dog, the one that has the most volume and the highest market cap, that one. That's the one that I'm talking about. I thought that was the bird dog, but there seems to be so many of them, so whatever. Anyways, that's bird dog. Let's talk about VeChain here. Moving on through it, you guys. We might actually get through the whole list tonight. We got like 12 minutes left, but let's try and do it. VeChain on a weekly basis, finding support at the lows, getting into this. The weekly RSI looks pretty productive, and you're getting to the point where you start to do exciting things. You can see it in the price. 3 cents right now. I bet you make oh man, it's gonna be hard. VeChain. Okay, it's not so hard. You're doing what a lot of cryptos are doing, right? Let's keep it simple. You're just like most cryptos. Very boring, little excitement, and then very boring again. You're about to have that excitement. It's about to rip. So I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to compare it to relative regions. Maybe it is, but let's look for the overall move that we're anticipating, which is probably going to be based off of this here. I would think soon, and you're probably starting it right now. You're in the midst of a move that's going to take you all the way up to about 10 cents to 11.5 cents. And you're at 3 cents now. By the end of the year, if not by the end of the year, by the end of the move, which could be sometime by the end of January. I expect most crypto, you guys, we're going to move up. Like all of crypto, we got a little taste of it today, but as we phase into December, it's going to get more intense, okay? And then if we are not seeing an altcoin season by the end of December, it's going to happen in January, but I am expecting that January, late January, early February, I'm expecting the whole crypto market takes a pause and a pullback. A very brief one, a very, very brief one, not even a month long, but something more significant than any pullback or pause that we will see until that point. And then April is when I think we're going to see a longer, it might be April, it might be May, is when I think we're going to see a longer pause and pullback that will last about a month or longer, okay? And then that might be the last serious consolidation phase that we have of that magnitude before we see the end of the cycle. I don't, I think we'll go past that. I think we'll go, into the end of the year. I think the end of the cycle will be phenomenal. Statistically speaking, for Bitcoin, you guys, we are in a phase where where from this month, okay, the next 12 to 13 months, 10 of them are going to be green. We're in that phase right now. 10 of the next 12 to 13 months of this cycle, if there are 12 to 13, 10 of them will be green. So it's not, we're not going to be doing this shit. We're not going to be doing this, right? We're going to be moving up a lot, okay? And it's not all in a straight line, but it is going to be glorious. Okay, VeChain, yeah, probably moving up. I got VeChain there. Let's talk about THETA. Moving on up for THETA. Next on the list, we got ALGO, Velo, LCX, we'll just keep it at those 3 because it probably won't be able to get past that. Maybe I will, but let's just see. Theta for now, from a high to a low, relatively speaking, on a weekly basis. That was back in April of 2021 to the low that happened in August of 2023. Went up to your 0.5, found support at your 236. Not really respecting it too well, but there is a little bit of respect here. Doing what a lot of coins do. You're a little bit more exciting of a look than most coins, I would say. Looking on a monthly basis, I don't mind the monthly RSI too much. Daily RSI looking strong. I think you move up more. Today's red right now, but I think you do continue to move up. So let's go for that, right? Your next area that I would expect you to go to is probably up to about $2.07, $2.10. You're at $1.50 right now. I bet you do. You probably move up probably to 220 or around there, a little bit above this 382 area. Maybe you even move past that. I keep shifting it. I think you'll move up to 250. Final answer. That's your next target area. A whole dollar up from here. And you pull back, you probably find support around $2, and then you'll move up to 460 to 580 by the end of the year, I think. It's not going to be so fast like this. I drew it like that, but more so, probably something like that, and then you'll probably, by the end of the year, be up in that area, which is going to be around 457 to 583, right? Yeah, that's my thoughts, yeah. If not by the end of the year, by the end of the move. Okay, and then that January consolidation probably happens, and then you move up to here in April, and that April consolidation happens. Then you have your finale finish where you're breaking out to new all-time highs, and you're running up to $41, $130. Who knows how high you go? But Theta looking frisky, and that's all a nice story. But again, who knows? Who knows if any of that happens exactly or anywhere close to how I say it is? It's an idea based off of what I'm seeing in the fibs and what I'm seeing in the charts, but we don't know the future. Right? That's why we look at this stuff every day, because the future changes all the time with this stuff. Right? It can look like it's going here one day, and then it looks like it's going down to 3 cents the next day. You never know. I think you are going here, though. I think you're going to 75 to 96 cents. You're at 18.7 cents now. You could consolidate again. I've said this throughout the video, but I want to say it again. Just because I'm calling for these targets up here does not mean it's going to happen right now. You could pull back first, and then you can go up. It's not broken if it pulls back. Okay, it's okay if it pulls back. You could. It's very normal to pull back. You could pull back to 16.38 cents. In fact, that's what I think you do. I think you pull back to about 16.5 to 16.38 cents. This previous area of resistance. You find support there, and then you move up to about 33 cents. And you probably find resistance there. And then you move up to that area that's at about 75 to $1, 75 cents to $1, right? And probably by the end of this month is what I would think, probably, for ALGO. ALGO's looking good. Let's see. High to low. Oh, yeah, another one that I like, I meant to say, too, another one, if you guys are outside of TA and you just want to keep up with crypto, I think Lark Davis is a good one. Lark Davis is great, this guy. I don't know. I kind of think less of him these days, but I don't know him personally. So, you hear things, but, I don't know the guy. He genuinely seems like a good guy, so I'm just going to keep it at good things to say about him. But I think if you want to look up, or if you want to be aware of what's happening in crypto, day-to-day stuff, he throws a little TA in there too. But day-to-day stuff, he's a good one to follow. There's another one too, Raoul Paul, this guy, the journeyman, right? What was it? Raoul Paul, the journeyman. Yeah. How am I not subscribed? Oh, it's because I have another channel that I am subscribed on, but he's great. This guy's great for overall market kind of analysis and dynamics. He's great. He'll always say that everybody gets their charts from him, and I believe it, man. I don't know. He does seem to be the first to say a lot of different things whenever it comes to very fundamental things in the global economy. But I remember what I was going to say is that when you get to the point, when I was talking about TA earlier, when you get to the point like I am where you've been doing it for 8 years, maybe even less time than that, maybe it's more time than that, but you'll be able to watch someone do TA on YouTube, and you'll just know instantly that they're full of shit or they're not. You'll know. And everybody's different, and most of the time you would think that TA guys get along with TA guys, but most of the time we butt heads and we'll talk smack about each other. Actually, I feel like that's more common because everyone wants to be the boss. I don't know. It's like that kind of mentality. And a lot of people do things differently. So people will do things that are different than how you do things. It might not make sense to you. It might be dumb to you, but really it's just their perspective. It's how they've learned. It's the tools that they use. And there's thousands of ways to do it. So just because it's not how you would do it doesn't mean it's wrong or dumb, but that's how it is. There's a very like animalistic kind of attitude in this game. Not just in crypto, but like in stocks and everything. It's just how it is, right? Like Wolf of Wall Street, right? Like it's that stereotype for a reason, right? People can be assholes in this space, but you can tell. You might not be able to tell if you're new, but if you've been doing TA for at least a few years, probably, if not more years, you can tell when someone's full of it. You can tell when they're doing paid groups and they're charging you for indicators and they're charging. There's plenty of people that charge for indicators that are valid, worthwhile indicators. Another guy I think on that note is Ben Cohen. Ben Cohen, if you're looking for some, come on now. Whoops, that's not what. Ben Cohen. If you're looking for some TA and kind of similar to like Raoul Paul, he's good at like overall cycle dynamics and market dynamics, stuff like that, bigger picture kind of stuff, and short-term stuff. All these guys do TA, I feel like, a little bit differently than me. The only people that do it similar, I would say, is like Kevin Svensson. He's probably the only one that does it similar. But I'm getting all carried away here, getting off topic, man. Algo, looking like it wants to move up. I think I finished off with that one, right? I think I said 74 to 96 cents, yeah. By the end of the year, by the end of this move. It could go higher than that. It's possible. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Velo, crypto. This one, a couple people were requesting it in the chat. I don't get why. It's not that exciting, is it? Hasn't done anything. It looks okay. Here's a little bit of excitement though. It looks poised to rip. I think it is about to rip. And you're either going to stop around that area and then keep moving up higher, or you might just rip through it, just above it. Yeah, right where this resistance is. I wouldn't be surprised if you did. You might make a move up to like 2.8 to like 2.5 cents, somewhere like that. Yeah, you look cocked and ready, man. You do look like you want to move up, actually. Like right now. Relative high to relative low. Yeah. Okay. So, with the respect I'm seeing on these fibs, I'm going to guess you go up to your 786, 886 area and you find a little resistance and then you move up, okay? 786, 886 is at 2.1 to 2.45 cents, okay? A little bit of resistance, then you move up. You probably get there by the end of this month, consolidate. You probably either break this zone and start getting above that high by the end of this month. Like you really could be above 2.8 cents by the end of this month. If not, very early December, you're going to be reaching up here. And then I would say also before the midway point of December, I'd expect that you're above 4 cents. Going into December, you're gonna have a good December, I think, is what I'm seeing here. So that's Velo. LCX, another one that pumped yesterday a little bit. Down this week, 7%. Up yesterday, 16%. LCX is a token that I hold. I put some money in around here. Let's see. Maybe it was this day. I think it was. Maybe it was this day. I can't remember. No. Maybe it was September. I think it was. It was one of these days here. After it moved up and then it came down and then it went lower and then it came back up and we were validated, vindicated, celebrating because the rest of the market wasn't really doing much, but this one was doing great. And now it's not really exciting at all. But that's okay, right? Because you look at the big picture with LCX. You take the low to the high, and you bounce right off the golden ratio zone, the 618. You shouldn't take that low. You should take the overall low. Okay, let's take the overall low. You bounced right off the golden ratio, the 61869. You literally did. So either way you cut it, I'm going to take the relative low to the relative high, right? And that's the thing too. Some people, regardless of when you do TA or how sophisticated you are, some people you can really tell too. Like you don't even need to actually see somebody do TA. You can tell in the comments if they don't know what they're talking about. If they just want to talk smack about things like, oh, I know you don't know what you're talking about because you use a log chart. Ha ha ha. If people say stuff like that, that tells me that they literally just started doing TA. They read on an article in the internet somewhere that log charts were dumb and linear charts were better, so they have an opinion now. Or vice versa, someone's like, oh, you're doing it wrong because you're doing a linear chart. Or, oh, you're doing fibs wrong because you're doing it from this low to this high. You know, and like people like Mr. Hat, for example, in the Discord, I feel like Mr. Hat and I do TA very similarly, but at the same time differently. We do our fibs differently, but we do our fib analysis similarly, right? But depending on where you draw the fib, and right here, 618 golden ratio, either way, it doesn't really matter. But that kind of stuff is subjective. That kind of stuff is at your own discretion. That I'm not going to look at somebody who measures this from this low and be like, oh, they don't know what they're doing, just because I'm measuring it from this low. I could see it either way. And that's also kind of another perspective. When people do know TA well, they know that there's so many different avenues. So when someone says, I thought you're supposed to measure it from this low, if they know TA, they're not going to make you feel stupid for saying, no, it can be both ways, right? They're going to be like, well, maybe not. But if they don't know TA or they're not that well, they're going to think they know everything. And they're going to be like, oh no, you have to do it this way. But like there are specific rigid rules in certain things, and there's flexibility in certain things, and that's it, depending on the tool, depending on the circumstances, depending on the stock or the crypto, it's all different. So, but I would say genuinely, if you guys ever get in a fight with somebody on X or on YouTube, and it's about TA, and they just immediately start saying some dumb shit like, oh, you do it this way, so that means you don't know shit. It's like, well, that automatically tells me they don't know anything either. They just read or heard from somebody else that this is the best way to do TA, so then everything else is dumb. My favorite people are the order block people, right? They're like, well, this is an order block here, so we'll come down and we'll find support, and then we'll find support on that order block, and then we'll move up. And it's like I don't know. And see, I'm making fun of order block people, but there's plenty of more successful traders out there that do just look at order blocks specifically. And order blocks more or less are just price areas, significant price areas. Some people would say that that's not what they are, but that's literally like what they are actually. Technically, actually, that's not what they are. They are like the blocks in the order book. That this is how people that analyze order blocks, this is how they do it, is like with like the price action. But an actual order block is in the books. It's not on the price action. But I digress. And those would change. Those would change all the time. But I'm probably talking about stuff that most people don't even actually know what I'm saying. What's up, C-Zar? What's up, Apache? How you doing, my friend? Holy Solana, Radium, Jupiter. Yeah. What's up, Andre Miller? ETC? Probably not. I'm gonna do LCX, and then I'm gonna finish. Did I do LCX already? I can't remember if I did LCX. Right, you found support at your 618. I got tied up on where you take your 618. So you found support on your 618, right? That's what it was. Let's go back. 618, 69, okay? You're probably going to move up very soon to the 16 cent area and beyond. I think this was your low of this move. Not what I tried to do. I tried to do this. This is the low of this move here. You moved up, found support, and now you're going to your next high. By the end of this move, not by the end of the year, but by the end of this move, I would expect that LCX is anywhere from 62 cents to $1.10, and it could be a whole of a lot higher. By the end of this move, we really could be all the way up at $3, guys, or even $5. Like, this thing has legs. It can run a lot in a very short amount of time. Maybe by April, March, we're up here. Who knows? But yeah. At least here by the end of this move, which could happen by the end of the year or sometime in early January, and then will probably persist higher afterwards, okay? Big things ahead for LCX. I would expect by the end of this move, we really could see like a 10x from here even, as crazy as that is. We'll do one more, and then, so I've got Digibyte. That's the last one. And then we'll talk about SD, Pepe, ETC, Jasmy, SWI, DGen, and ICP on tomorrow's live stream leftover video. They will be the first ones on that video. I will do probably like 20 different requests on that video. They will be the first ones, I promise you. I won't give shout outs because I didn't write down the names on this. I just wrote down the names of the cryptos, but we'll talk about Digibyte real quick and finish this up. Thank you all for being here. Go watch the John Jones-Miocic fight, and my money's on Jones. I think Jones is going to kill him. I really do. I think it's going to be a good fight. I hope it's a good fight, but I think we all know who's going to win that fight. People are fading John Jones, but they don't know. Dude, you hear people talk who have actually fought John Jones in the UFC. You hear them talk about him. Like, before the fight, they always talk about him like he's human. After they've fought him, they talk about him like he's something more. All of them do. Even the one time he lost, they all say he hits like a Mack truck and he just doesn't seem to go down. He's just like, you know, some people are like that. And you got a big angry black man in the UFC who's only lost one fight ever in his professional career. Heavyweight, dude, he's gonna kill it. I think he's gonna do really good. We're just below 1 cent. Not that he's black has anything to do with it. He is black. That's why I said, you know, but like, whatever. I hope nobody's taking that as like a racial slight. I'm not racist, I promise you. I'm not racist. I have black friends. Like, just that classic thing. No, but I do, though. I do have black friends. I'm actually more prone to Hispanic friends. I know a good bit of Spanish, actually, but I don't know what it is. I think I was Hispanic or Latino in a different life. Because, like, genuinely, if I had to move out of America, the culture that I most affiliate with and like associate with would be Hispanic culture. Anytime I've worked, anytime I've done, I love Hispanic people. I just really do. But like, all that. I'm like Donald Trump right now, trying to prove that he's not racist. I don't know. I don't know how I got off on this note here, but no, I definitely feel like there's some Latin blood in my soul, man. There's something. I always thought I would marry a Latin woman, but I married a very white woman. She's very sweet. She's very, very, very sweet. But I always thought I told myself growing up I'd always either marry a Swedish woman or a Hispanic chick. But I got neither, and I struck gold. I actually struck gold, so that's okay. But thank you, Eric Benes. I appreciate you. No Roaring Kitty. No, yeah. Appreciate you, Cactus. Miggles mooned after you looked at it. I know, Shaunar. I was looking at it today, bro. I was thinking about you. I'm glad. And it was mooning before I looked at it, but we were calling for it to go up, or up more. That's the hardest thing, man. A lot of people, when they see a move like this, it's easy to be like, it's going to retrace. It's hard to be like, we're going up higher. And that's what we did with Miggles, right? We're like, it's up a lot, but we're like, it looks like it wants to go up higher. And it really did send it. If I put 3K in Bitcoin at 90K, how much do you think I will get when we finally hit an all-time high? Let me do some math, okay? By the time we hit an all-time high, you have 3K now. I would think you have anywhere from 12 to 15K. And that'll probably happen by the end of this next year. Very safe bet with Bitcoin. And even if you don't have 12 to 15K, at a minimum, I would think something on the lines of at least like around 8 to 10K at least. But probably I think 12 to 15K is a safer assessment. Yeah. See, when I hear that, I'm like, I want to put money into Bitcoin. But there's so much more potential elsewhere. I'm greedy, man. But Bitcoin's a very safe bet. And I'm very confident it does see prices above $400,000, above $500,000. But let's do Digibyte. Okay, nice month up, 48%. I'm going to focus, okay, because this is one that a lot of people are serious about. I would say, again, I threw Digibyte in the doghouse, but I've taken it out of there because just like really considering the rest of the market, like as bad as it does look considering, it's not that bad actually, because the Bitcoin dominance has been going up, right? The whole market, it's compared to the rest of the market. If we do Digibyte and we actually compared it to others, right? Same percentage scale, and we go out on weekly basis here. Oops. Come on now. And we go all the way over here. Like it really hasn't been underperforming. Like since the drop in May, March, like it really hasn't been underperforming most of the market that much, right? It's been pretty on par even for most parts, right? We go back here, it's different, but even then it's lagging a little bit, but it's nothing. It's telling you it's not going to be a top performer of this cycle, but I don't think there's a reason to abandon hope on it, right? Is all I'm trying to get to. So where down here I was essentially abandoning hope, but we changed that, right? And even down here I was abandoning hope, but I wasn't like it's going down right now. I did say that I thought by the end of the cycle we'd be above these highs. I've said that the whole cycle, right? I've confidently said that. It's just now for the first time since we've moved down here, I'm under the impression that Digibyte could see new all-time highs. It really could. It's possible still. And, you know, at its current price, I think it's fair to consider any and all targets because it could see new all-time highs. It might see slightly lower all-time highs. And by the end of the cycle, I think it could see prices at $1.55. It could see prices at 47 cents. It's possible. It really is. Genuinely. You're at not even a cent now. Genuinely possible targets by the end of the cycle if you see new all-time highs. If you don't see new all-time highs, equally, I would say possible. I would say 50-50 at this point. I'm not 100% sure either way, but maybe you top off somewhere between 5 to 12.4 cents. And here's what I'm going to say. Out of these two chances, right, two areas that I would say, of course you could land anywhere. Who knows, right? You could land in the middle. You could land outside of these zones. Who knows? But of these two circled areas, if it was this circled area, and this was where you went by the end of the cycle, I would think Digibyte hits the upper half of that circle. So this area, right? This is the shaded in area between 8.7 to 12.4 cents. If it hits this circle, it gets the upper half. If it hits this circle, it hits the lower half. Okay, that's the more likely areas, right? It still could hit the top area. It still could stop at the bottom area, but those are my more probable outlooks. Would be that if we don't see new all-time highs, the all-time high for Digibyte will be 8.78 to 12.4 cents. If we do see new all-time highs, I would say more likely 47 cents to 76.5 cents is what I believe. But we could see prices go as high as 154, and we don't have to go as high as 878. I hope I made that painstakingly clear. All that to say, you're in the midst of that move down, man. You're in the beginning of that move now. You've got a very long drop down, little nipple in the middle there. You're forming a W. Will it be a failed W? Will it be a successful W? It's not going to be a straight line either way, just like this looks like a straight line down, but it was not. You had months where you moved sideways, months where you moved, retraced and moved up, right? So it's not going to be a straight line up the whole time, but I would think by the end of this year, with how much you've moved already, you stand a chance to be back up around 2.1 cents. 2.1 to 1.7. But that's it. That's all I got. It's 13 minutes past 10 o'clock where I'm at. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the fight's probably starting soon, so I'm going to get to it. Thank you guys all for being here. We've gotten down to Digibyte. We went through a lot today. It's probably the most coins we covered in one live stream ever, even with distractions considered. But I'll go through SD, Pepe, ETC, Jasmine, Sui, Degen, ICP tomorrow. That's 7 of them. I'll write down Brett for Sean Art. We're not going to talk about Brett tonight, my man. I'm sorry. Sean Art, bro, you're getting the rejection so many times. I'm sorry. I feel bad. Oh, we can look at MAGA tomorrow too. I'm not going to look at it here, but I really want to get this. I like to do live bets, and not that I think Jones is going to lose, but I'm kind of hoping Jones loses the first round so that the odds come down. I can hit a live bet, slam it on Jones for better odds. It won't be great odds, but it'll probably be better odds. And I have the fight not going the distance. I have it ending in round 3 specifically, but it could end sooner, man. It could be a round 1 fight, and I don't know. So I'm going to get to it. Anyways, guys, hit that like button, subscribe. You all have a blessed night. Thank you, Nate Bra. What fight? TF. John Jones, one of the baddest motherfuckers alive. John Jones is fighting tonight. He's fighting right now. We're missing it, right? Can you look at? I can't, Sean. I got to go. If I do it for you, I'm going to have to do it for everybody. But I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on the next one, and peace out. All right, bye-bye. Oh, wait. I turned my phone off. You guys can still see me. I didn't turn the stream off. But now I'm gone, okay? Hugs and kisses. Your pal, C-Zar. See you.